Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday afternoon edition of the Low Budget LCS. I am Popoba. I'm joined today by two very special voices. My constant co-host,
Yo,
yeah, it's
good
him,
boy.
and a little new addition to the cast. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Brio. Play on Financial League. I'm part of the Globetrotters, but this is gonna be my first cast, so hopefully the chat takes it easy on me.
There we go. All right. Yeah, he's not building any Victor builds. Okay, so no reason to come at him. We've got a commercial
I would know what to build.
Group
Victor Man.
B action for you coming out here. Now, I don't know too much about commercial Group B, but my lovely co-casters have been doing some reading.
Yeah, I read the two team names and I know which one's blue in game one. Thought that was pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the standings, it looks like it's gonna be a top of the table fight tonight. Looks like a 3-1 Subhuman Resources record and 2-1 for Starsurge Galaxy. So
Oh,
a
right.
little bit behind in games, but they're at the top of the group.
Yeah. Certainly.
There's a team called Taco Bell McNuggets.
Dude, there's so many food-based teams, and I love it.
Crazy.
In that same group, there's a team called Dumplings, right?
Yeah,
And then-
yeah, that's it.
I think in well, of course, there's Canadian beer drinkers. There's a team, I think, in financial that's what is it? Buttermilk Lifestyle. God, so good, so good.
Don't they have another like milk related sister team or something? I thought.
Probably. Let me go look at some more.
I am checking some of these matches.
Mm-hmm.
The Starsurge beating the Naughty Sharks, which I think are another strong team in here. I don't know how they are in the standings. Actually, both of these teams beat them, so maybe they're not really.
Yeah, I was looking at the mid lane performance for Subhuman Resources in that series. Subhuman Resources versus Naughty Sharks. It looks like Genesis completely popped off in the wins. Deathless in both wins on Ari and Lissandra.
Nice.
Interesting
Good
to
choices.
see. I think Ari's super strong, and she did not get nerfed on the patch today, so we'll see if they let that through.
Big
Yeah, I think
ups.
we'll see if there's a Talia in the pool on the other end, because I think that's the standard like pro play counter. I don't know what else gets picked up against the Ari normally.
I
I would
always
say,
enjoyed
yeah.
playing Nefiri into Ari's pretty good.
Oh.
If you're a Nefiri player.
I remember you playing that when
I
we
thi-
played.
Yeah, I'm. So I mean, I'm a fan of Nefiri as a champion. I think it's one of the most competitively viable assassins we've had in quite some time, up there with Akali. Who Nefiri is also really good into, but the AOE damage that Nefiri can provide later in the game for an assassin is pretty undervalued, I think, by a lot of people.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it because you were a menace in that matchup. So
All right. Well, teams are getting oriented here. Very excited to see someone named Beefy Burrito take to the Rift. I'll tell you that. Also, oh my God, Carly Slay Jepsen.
no.
That's so good. That's so good. Oh my God.
Insanely good. I've been impressed with the names for the teams and some of the players, the newer players in this season.
Mm-hmm.
LBLCS really stepping up the name game.
Amen. Oh God, it's great. It's beautiful. Yeah. So, while we've got a little time to kill, let's talk about these their patch notes. I bring them up.
Okay,
What?
I mean the obvious elephant in the room. Everybody's least favorite new champion has been nerfed very hard.
Smolder.
Yeah, Smolder. They stripped away the nerf to the stat count, like the threshold. I think they were talking about moving it up from 225 to 275, but they've cut that and instead left in the execute damage being reduced. It's hard capped at I think 6.5% now.
Also, I don't know if any of you guys are LCK watchers, but there was just one of the biggest Smolder games that ever happened last night.
Yeah,
It was
the
T1
Nongshim
versus
game.
Nongshim. Yeah. So they played Nongshim played
Disgusting.
Protect the Carry with Smolder. They had Karma mid and Milio support, and basically T1 was up 15k gold at like 20 minutes, and they could not end with Baron or Elder because Smolder just kept clearing waves. He ended up getting one shot by Varus Q, so
Yeah.
T1 still won. But
Other interesting fact about that was the first unanimous player of the game in LCK, I think. Just everybody went for Guma because of that snipe, because it's literally game defining. Like they hard lose the game if they never get that, right?
yeah. Actually a crazy game though.
Yeah.
I'm glad that LBLCS plays on live patch. Not that we have an option not to, but
Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, wouldn't that be sick if we could play on not live patch? God, do you remember? Wasn't it last fall? Not 2023 fall season, but I think the 2022 fall season playoffs were delayed, and so they were played on the preseason patch.
I remember that, yeah.
Crazy. Oh man, good times. Yeah, if you're just joining us, we do have a draft link ready to go. And although there may be some invite troubles, it sounds like. So
yeah. Where's that draft link at?
oh,
It's in chat.
Yeah,
I see it now.
it's in the chat. But if you need it, I can go ahead and give it to you as well.
I figured this out all on my own.
Should
really
never trust Mighty to hit buttons, okay?
Or read. That's not my strongest suit.
Can't do either. We're getting a little relog action, so while we do, gonna read a little bit more of these.
It may be better to
notes.
just remake the lobby if they're having troubles with inviting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a typical low budget, technical problem. Tend to have.
Happens. We've got some Galio changes, a little bit of Gragas nerfs, it looks like.
Okay.
A little bit of
I like
Karma
Gragas
nerfs. Love that. Love that.
I'll say one thing, and I don't know why Riot hasn't figured this one out yet. It's the items. Stop nerfing Teemo and Karma. It's the items. Malignance is broken. Fix it. I'm sorry, that was my blurb. I'm very upset.
But Malignant's Karthus is fun. It's not good, but it's fun.
I think it's okay. I just don't think Karthus has a home right now. Because Jungle Karthus just doesn't feel that strong.
You know what I don't like on this patch note? Kayn buffs. I don't like Kayn buffs.
What do they buff?
I don't like Diana buffs. Diana's one of my least favorite champs to play against.
Q damage? Darken Q damage.
Darken Q damage. Okay. I'm okay with that. Was it the scaling or was it flat?
It was. It looks like flat.
Oh.
But no, flat, partially scaling. Oh.
So
we don't have
they have a coach or something? Why are there so many people here?
Yeah. Okay, there we go. We're good.
You're good.
You guys can also watch. I'll
Yeah, they have the LS coaching them.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. And they did a good job of dropping and re-entering the lobby though.
Yeah, it was good. Solid. Noise. A little bit of orange puffs. This weekend.
But
I'm excited.
It looks like they nerfed the Blue Cane R damage as well though. So I think Blue Cane got nerfed and Red Cane got buffed, which isn't too bad because I don't remember the last time I've seen a Red Cane.
Yeah, that's good. I've seen some
Blue
Red Cane.
Cane is the more toxic one, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
I get way more upset when I did that.
There's a cane that's only goes Blue Cane. Only.
Isn't that is that not Charisma or whatever the guy's name is?
It could be. Very well could be.
I mean, I'm just gonna take the Diana buffs as a Diana support enjoyer.
Diana buffs is fun. I do miss the days when every game was either Diana Xin Zhao or Xin Zhao Diana. But we are going to get the draft going here. We're going to get that Iron Band coming out, Thresh Band coming out, Ezreal as well.
I like the Thresh Band. I think that's a pick that we're not seeing a lot of, but should be pretty good on the new patch, on the new season, I guess.
Yeah, pretty bot focused so far in this pick ban. Ashe going to be the next one taken away, so both of them starting to pinch that 80 carry pool.
I think it's kind of interesting because none of these 80 carries are really the ones people think of when you're talking about stuff that's OP right now. Like Varus seems very good. The hyperscalers, Smolder, Senna, they seem very good. There's the Ahri we discussed.
Oh yeah, there's that Ahri ban. Yeah.
Oh, and the Camille. I love the Camille ban.
Is that a top lane ban, or is this guy like a Camille support player?
Probably. I feel like Camille support. Did Camille get touched at all, actually?
I don't think so.
I didn't see her in the notes.
No?
No, because it was Cho'Gath and then No More Seas. So I think no.
I think the
Well, she
Xin
would
Zhao
be
priority is
Of
strong.
the Devil,
That's good.
Xin Zhao going to be the first pickup. Kaisa going to be the response.
Will they take support with this, or are they going to match the jungle?
I'm a
I think
big
you leave
fan.
your support open.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of leaving support open, taking jungle. Poppy's a great pick. Can prevent Xin Zhao from dashing. Also could potentially go top or jungle. Maybe support if
Good
you're
into
really
Zinzao as
feeling
well.
it.
Zinzao's dash is usually quite telegraphed, pretty easy to stop him with Poppy there. I'm very curious about the what build Kai'Sa's gonna go, because my Discord's local resident Kai'Sa one trick was complaining about the patch notes, said it's very hard to evolve Q now on AD builds, so I'm curious.
Did they change an item? Or
Yeah,
just nerf Kai'Sa?
Navori Quickblade. You can't go if you go Kraken into the Navori build. You don't get it until you get BF Sword and Navori, which is significantly more expensive. They said it's like 250 gold more expensive to get Q.
Him, the guy, thank you so much for the subscription with the Prime. You know what you're going to do. You're going to take that college entrance letter, go to the Denny's in Vermont, and pancakes are on us. Thank you.
Nice call out to the congrats and communities.
I read community chat like no one's business, okay? If you think I don't know what's going on in community chat, you're wrong.
Yeah, to be fair, all of us that are involved in the league, for the most part, do check on that. Also, big congrats once again. But back to this draft, though, we just did see Ornn and Gwen get locked in on the B and R3 picks here.
Yeah.
That was an insta-snap Gwen counter. Like they were prepared for it.
It's so hard for the Ornn. But Ornn did get buffed, okay? E cooldown decreased, all right?
Now, on the Kai'Sa note that we were talking about as well, the nerfs to Quick Blades wouldn't affect the build that goes mana immune into like all AP, right? So that build is still really good. I think that's one of the more popular ones.
That's why I'm curious to see what they're going to go. I don't know what the Starsurge ADC usually plays, but
I'm liking the focus here in the bans on support and AD from either side. Definitely getting rid of these engagers or taking them away from Starsurge makes sense. Because right now there's not a lot of CC.
What 80 carries are left for Subhuman? Senna?
Senna's still up, yeah.
Senna got nerfed this patch. Don't know how severe it's going to be, but farming Senna got nerfed.
Okay, hear me out.
Could be
Senna. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is exactly what I was thinking.
Senna Ornn, and that negates the Gwen as well. That would be so huge if they could play it.
Senna Ornn bot lane is my call out. Vayne top.
That's not real. That's too crazy.
That cannot be real.
It's Vayne mid, right? Like it's just Vayne mid.
I mean, it could be Gwungle.
No, come on.
Oh my
god, it wasn't. I thought it was a hover. I thought we were getting baited.
Locked.
This can be Kai'Sa mid as well. This can be some turbo big brain like 3-way flex here or something.
I cannot believe they just locked that. Holy.
It's insane.
Interesting to me to flex on red side like that.
Right, they have counters still.
Yeah.
I feel like they can't lock in any more.
Oh my god. They need something so high damage here.
Yeah, it's Jinx maybe? Like there's no engage.
Jinx would be good.
Yeah. Aphelios
you could do something a little off, like a Cassiopeia, or some kind of mage that has
they need AD.
Yes.
You know, a champion I think would work, but nobody ever plays it. But I wish I saw more of it. Is Nyla. I think Nyla would be strong.
Hey,
for that
where's
comp.
Ruffian?
It's tough because they just kind of want to abuse the fact that the enemy team picked 0 stuns.
Oh,
Yeah.
Less Force coming out with perhaps a more sane take than what we've been saying, and there's the jinx. Kaisa mid.
Yeah, I said Kaisa mid.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
maybe my ears just filtered out the mighty voice, I guess.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Kaisa
Yeah.
mid, it must be the AP
Well.
build, but the AP build doesn't come on until late. I mean, you need at least 2 items to do anything with that AP.
I think
build,
it can match Karma okay though. Like, that's
I
kind of
don't know,
all it needs to
Karma's-
do.
Yeah, I think I think Subhuman can get ahead early here with this comp for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think that they actually need to, given their comp. They have really good late game.
But you're into. I see. Okay, I think late game the teams are relatively even, but I just see Vayne, Gwen, Kaisa, and I think that late game is so much damage that it will be so easy for the Jinx to just get exploded.
Yeah, but they can't get on Jinx because how the hell are they getting in fights? Like, they just picked Rel, and I really don't know where anyone's going at this point.
I have 3 words for you. Okay, 3. Gwen is immune.
Immune. Nice. That's smart. I didn't think about that much.
I mean, Rel does give them that much needed engage though, but Rel's
still
an all
think
or
it's hard.
nothing. If you
Yeah.
flash a Rel engage, then have fun.
Well, and what follows it up is like
No, nothing. Yeah.
2
Gwen.
ADCs diving in. Like, okay, the ADCs are now in range of all of my CC. What do I really have to do but stun them and kill them? You know.
But on the flip side though, Subhuman doesn't have the most engage themselves. I mean, Ornar is. I don't count Ornar as like tier 1 engage. I think it's more of a disengage. It's a follow-up
Yeah.
engage tool. But if you just try and blind Ornar with nothing else.
They've got
Rough.
front to back, right? They have a big beef boy that is sort of matched in the Poppy, but they also have more range, right? Karma is going to have a lot of range with the empowered Qs. Jinx is a long range character. Like, I don't know.
No,
I think
definitely.
if AP build Kaisa can poke everybody down enough, it's probably fine. But they did pick Soraka, so that kind of negates that part of the plan, you know? I'm liking the blue side draft here a bit more, but I do see
think
avenues
Vayne,
now.
Yeah, I think Vayne's gonna have a rough time. They pick it for lane,
But
sure.
it
but
depends on
it's
where
a rough.
right?
I wouldn't want to play Vayne into Karma Soraka Jinx.
Yeah. I mean, the other element of it that we haven't really looked at as much, depending on who is actually going in the solo lanes and which ones, they could have good split push with Vayne or Gwen. And even good 1-3-1, which are options. So it's very hard to say. Like, there's a lot of avenues here from Starsurge's draft. I think it's just really, really weird, which is why it's hard to like come up with a game plan. But they're cooking something.
Mm-hmm. It's smelling tasty in the kitchen tonight. Oh, that's not the vibe I want. That's better.
What kind of toppings you got?
I don't got toppings tonight. Full disclosure, I sprinted home from work in order to get this stream going. Unfortunately, your boy is a Pacific time gamer, so it is a crisp 5:43 for me. I was trapped at work a little longer than I wanted to be.
What? Hey, wait, whoa. Hold on. Are they in order? Why was okay? I was like, oh, dude, they didn't even pick Nautilus. He was almost banning, or picking his ban. I was like, wait, is it Nautilus stuff? What's going on?
Yeah. Listen, have I witnessed people just full pick something they were supposed to ban? Maybe.
Have I done it myself? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious because pregame I did notice how Segenesis did really kind of hard carry them in both their wins and their 2-1 victory, and now they have put him on Karma, which is a little bit more supportive character. So I'm interested to see.
Now you say supportive, but when I see the Karma build Death Cap, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. They just nerfed all her AP. No, all her AP scalings.
Now that might be true, but have you considered that, like Mighty, not everyone likes to read.
That's fair. I would never make that claim against anyone else in the league, but I had no idea until you guys brought it up. So,
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I lose track of the patches, so like, realistically, could maybe just not know. Could just think it is still, pretty good because honestly, I don't know if tuning down the AP scaling is really gonna fully address the issues that Karma had.
it's like I said earlier, it isn't the champion. It is the items that are doing like 10k total a game, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like it will matter for sure. Karma's just going to deal less damage, but Karma mid isn't really something that even like especially in a game where you're just playing kind of protect the jinx a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something you need to have the most damage in the game on.
Yeah. And actually, I'm looking at the patch notes. Looks like it wasn't AP scaling, but rather there was a little bit of cooldown nerf, a little bit of mana nerf for the most part, which I think makes sense. That should bring the spamming maybe a little bit more into check.
Okay. I actually like that, especially because of how much ability haste there is in that Karma build and also just in the game in general now. So, big fan of that. And we are seeing now what the game plan is from Starsurge. They have Vayne Rel, they put the Kai'Sa mid, everything else kind of lines up. And I personally, I like it, but I think I almost would have liked the Kai'Sa bot and the Vayne mid. I almost think Vayne has a better Karma matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we'll see.
I'm very excited to see how this turns out in any case. Schmeckles are on the line. We got a good chunk in here. Okay. 13k to 5k. There's still some pretty solid odds if you want to bet on Starsurge Galaxy, just saying.
This is like the first time I ever said something about like liking one side's draft, and then chat agrees with me. It's like never happens. That's bad news for you guys, by the way. Everybody in chat, the 14k over there, bad news.
Yeah, what Mighty says is similarly to Buggle, cursed to fail.
Yeah, and I can prove it with how absolutely broke I am, in spite of like having built up the schmecks over the years.
How many? Well, and like I'm assuming I have the stream open while we stream, right? Just to watch chat and everything. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you do too.
Yeah, all the time.
You got that passive Schmeckle generation. How many are you sitting at?
I've well, I mean, I'd rather not say, just I don't want to embarrass anybody, you know.
Oh yeah, sure.
Few thou, you know.
Few thousand.
It's going up. Yeah, it's going up every minute. Like
I lost all my Schmeckles gambling this season. It's I go all in every game. There's never a game I bet where I don't bet at all.
My risk tolerance is not that high, even for something like Schmeckles.
Look, if you run out, there's always ways to get them back, you know?
Not to the... I mean, yeah, sure. But it's harder to make 100,000 Schmeckles when you don't have 100,000 Schmeckles, you know?
Other people do.
I get caught by the odds, too, for the underdog. I love betting on the underdog.
Oh, that is where you've got me. I love odds. Holy cow. I mean... Obviously, the ideal is to slide in under the wire with a 10 Schmeckle bet against like 20k, because then you ain't risking anything. Less Force calling Mighty out. Yeah. So we have a YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, you can go watch past games. You can also watch past content that is made in the league. If you want a good like hour-long watch of something that will really inform you on the history of the league, look up Low Budget LCS Schmecklegate. Okay? And you thank me later.
What's that? I've never heard of that.
Okay. I mean, sure. Yeah. I ain't heard of it either, if you know what I mean.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Did the timer sit at like 15 seconds and then the game just started?
Yeah.
Why?
New patch, new bugs, baby, let's go!
Riot?
We have an epic matchup tonight. Commercial Group B will never be the same. Alright.
Yeah, because the standings are going to update after this, and then
Yeah.
it'll be
Listen.
changed.
I'm telling you who I've got my eyes on. I've got my eyes on Beefy Burrito and Carly Slay Jepsen, okay?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah?
My eyes are fixed directly on Sentient Trash the entire game.
Okay, well I am at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
He really likes the catapult. Really likes it.
It's fun. I tried it.
Yeah? How was it?
Yeah.
Yo, a camp, thank you for the subscription. You know what you're going to do. You're going to go to the Denny's in Vermont, talk to our buddy Todd. Pancakes are on us.
I didn't go as far as I thought I would.
Oh, okay. So, like, 2 meters? Or...
No, like further than that. I just like hit something kind of midair and...
It wasn't a
Couldn't really
bat,
tell
was
what it
it?
Yeah, it was a little furry. Bats are furry, right?
Hmm. Hey, yo,
can't be,
Sammy! Sammy, don't threaten the count. We will sue. We will sue, okay? You may be a doctor, but I might have found a lawyer. Alright?
Wait, we have a lawyer?
Shh.
Okay. Not
Alright.
Dingus again, is it?
No, no, surely not.
Oh, he tried to give me a lecture once on like called it. I don't know if he called it bird law or like the law of the birds.
Hmm. Mhm.
Poppy
It was all
solo
very
starting
confusing.
wolves. Blue fake leashing bot is interesting.
Yeah?
Hmm.
Can be a little bit tricky in the jungle. Should be pretty hard to track Stormtech this game. With the wolf start, I almost wonder if you're going for a 3-camp bot gank.
I think that might be the move here, especially given the matchup. If you have that rel, you probably want to help them out because the range deficit down there is gonna suck.
Yeah, and Jinx Soraka should have heavy push. Again, I'm surprised they've won to fake leash on blue side because I would think that Soraka Jinx, without having to leash, would want to get lane prio. Looks like they got it anyway.
Yeah, we're going to see level 2 picked up here first for Syndic Hall. And Beefy Burrito might be in a little bit of trouble. It does also hit the level 2 health bars even for now. But the snip's going to land. And the Beefy Burrito is looking a little low on filling.
Yeah, I was wondering if they changed anything about Gwen. Maybe Gwen was like a little bit more fun and fair and balanced. Champ's still bullshit, so...
Sure. Yeah, the Karma does not look super fun to play against. And a huge wave crashing into bot here. Poppy.
Yeah, and I don't see Poppy heading there, so that's bad news bears for them. Now, this is where the payoff can come through for Sentient Trash actually starting on the top side and them fake leashing. There's really no information available on where that Xin is, right?
Yeah, also a full camp ahead right now in terms of clear speed. So we'll be able to impact the map sooner.
Yeah, we'll see if they let the lane bounce. It really is what they should do if they want the Xin to come gank for them.
Yeah. Son of a... I know who you are, but I also... Well, son of a bitch. You know what to do. Denny's, Vermont. Okay?
It's my
Todd?
top laner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he do good?
Only if he plays Aatrox.
Love some Aatrox gaming. Beefy Burrito has actually managed to get a little bit ahead of the EXP curve here.
Looks like red side was able to get a ward down bot river, crucially.
Yeah, this really would
yeah.
save them here.
Kitsune might be in a little bit of trouble, though. He's going to get rooted up when it becomes lightning. 1 HP, flash forward, flash away. Really nicely done from the rail, getting to safety.
Did that knock-up just come from the Rel W after flash?
Don't know.
I feel like Xin flashed into a knock-up there.
May have.
I didn't even
Stormtech
see that. That was
is going to look for the
crazy.
dive here
That
on
was
the
a really
Beefy
good flash.
Burrito. Is going to be slammed into the wall, but now Stormtech's going to start tanking, but instantly the snip comes out, and first blood is going to go over to Starsurge Galaxy.
Yeah,
Really
and
great dive by Poppy.
That's huge. It sucks that Gwen doesn't get the kill, but Gwen should probably be winning that with items anyway, so shoring up that victory up there. Keep the Gwen ahead. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that bot play, but really nicely done from Kitsune to get out. They did, as you said earlier, Brio, get that information. It would have been a shame if they saw this in and didn't react fast enough to survive.
Yeah, the Rel Flash barely got her out in time and pays off. And I think even Blue Side unfortunately missed the plate gold. Looks like they backed off a little bit too early.
Yeah, just out of range. Not a huge deal, but everything adds up.
Xin being able to take grubs here I think is really important, especially with the Ornn Gwen matchup. To be able to sneak 1 or 2 away here, I think is huge.
Yeah.
But
They are
it is
gonna get at least
Red
2.
Side Dragon.
Coming with the mid lane as well. Looks like they're going to get all 3. I think that's really important for their team. Not necessarily so that your team has the grubs, although that's certainly the bonus. More to deny the grubs, honestly, from the Gwen. And the Kaisa.
Yeah, I mean, if they are planning to 1-3-1 later, or even just to keep any split push threat, it's important.
Yeah. We're going to see a
Beefy
little bit
Burrito.
of in on the top line. Beefy
Not
Burrito.
too tanky.
Yeah, he is beefy. The name is as promised.
Oh, no.
Ornn already able to just walk away. Huge wave coming in though. I'm curious if they're gonna. It doesn't look like they're gonna be able to dive him again based on where they're at, but.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts. They nerfed that champ?
Yeah, that is nerfed karma, my friends.
Well, she can only do that. She can do that less times now. Hopefully, I think is the goal.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's how that interaction looks in bot lane, so I'm not surprised it happens.
Well, we're
this
going to
way
see a
then.
little bit of a gank in the mid lane. Storm Tech here again. Manages to land the slow, but gets tagged up by the W, and Pow's not healthy enough to really impact the fight.
That's brutal. See, I don't think the build changes at all for Karma here either. But no way.
Oh, that's solo.
The Airy picks it up. Synergensis getting the solo.
Ouch. That's not what you want to see for the Karma.
Yeah, this Kai'Sa's sitting on 2 of her pots. That new rune that was introduced this season has not used either one, which is.
What do they do?
So the first one empowers your auto attacks on minions. It's useful on mages. Helps you last hit better. That's the first one. Then it gives you 40 gold at the end after like a minute. The next one is actually super underutilized in my opinion. The purple one or the pink one, I guess. It increases your adaptive force by 20 for a minute. So it really helps with like an early level 6 spike. So for example, on Neferi, I take it and getting 20 AD, and then with your empowered AD at level 6, you can basically kill any mage in mid lane.
Okay, we'll see if that comes into play here. They're already level 7, so
Yeah, that's
I
what
don't know
I'm.
if Kai'Sa has an angled all in.
Yeah, no, I don't. That's why I think it's gonna be hard for her to use them. That's why she's probably still sitting on them.
Mm-hmm. I have been informed that it's pronounced like Cygenesis?
Cygenesis.
Not
How are we
what
saying
I
it?
said. I said Synergensis. I just did not read.
That's close. That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. So go ahead and do that. Unless someone wants to it's pronounced like, and then I can go back to Synergensis. That, you know. Actually, I could do that for myself. Is that kosher? Using my own schmeckles to make the cast pronounce things the way I mispronounce them?
I think it's good, yeah. And then chat has to spend their schmecks to correct you, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we do, listen, schmeckle inflation is a real problem.
Yeah, I've been fighting against it for years.
Thank you, Les. There we go! Thank you, him the guy. It's Synergensis. That's their new name. I'll make a waffle to that, okay? We're going to see a little bit of snip in the top lane. Now, normally, top lane I would describe as a little bit of a wet noodle fight. However, Gwen's noodles, not wet.
Yeah, or noodles. They're like, you know, sharpened spear noodles, if anything, with no sauce.
Amen. And, interesting. So, speaking of LCK, I believe this is some technology. Tell me about this Poppy item.
I have no idea. I have seen this with Rel, I think. But it is like a weird like double support almost kind of vibe, where you're just a tank that buys cheap items and gives all your gold over to one of your teammates. Probably if you have 280 carries, either of them.
Yeah, here the Knight's Vow first on, like you said, the supportive tank junglers is super.
We're going to see a little bit of
efficient,
fight breakout here. Syndicale coming in. A
Even
good
using
Crescent
it
Guard going to keep him alive. Beaver Burrito might be in trouble, but does manage to get the knock-up. The Crescent Strikes are going to land. Good Wind becomes lightning. Now Sentient Trash might be looking for the counterpunch.
And that's sketchy just because you do have the Gwen. The Gwen's pretty strong. But at this point in the game, Zinjao is just like really good, right? Like, that champion is kind of well suited to the early mid game.
Yeah, I think the problem there is Gwen's really strong in lane into Ornn, but she's still Gwen. She still needs a couple items to be useful in those fights, and she's sitting on half an item, just a component. So I think she felt super strong in lane, but then when you go and face
Kitsune is going to go forward flash, keep them locked up together as Syndicale has TP'd, wants revenge, and smells blood in the water. Christian Bros 2K slays Carly Slay Jepsen.
Nice play, yeah. I did not expect a TP, and it just appeared. I wish the Gwen honestly had gotten the kill. It's not bad on Vayne, but that commitment, especially after dying in top lane, Poppy is catching that wave. Ornn's getting a little ahead on golden XP from that.
Yeah, it was a good play, good TP, but now, like you said, Gwen had that slow trudge all the way back to top lane, and it wasn't like Dragon was up or anything, so now Gwen's not going to have TP for Drag. So,
yeah, if they can swing this bot matchup, though, it will make a big difference just because there are two easy targets. It's not just Jinx, the Soraka is also immobile and kind of, a big part of the game plan as far as like how they want to play fights. So knocking her out could be great.
This Karma has solo gotten 3 plates mid, so this Karma's looking quite big in the matchup. Also,
Yeah.
very good CS.
Taking
It's
a
part
little
of the
bit
problem.
of the gold there.
I mean, it's just hard to clear the waves with an 80 carry against the Karma, like unless it's like Sivir or something.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't think they nerfed the cooldown enough.
No. Maybe it's this. Is it like the late game, or is it just like directly at all levels?
Well, it's just the fact that in Karma's kit, she gets some cooldown refunded on her, like, RQ if she hits the Q. So she's able to just, throw out multiple Qs in a row. And it hurts.
I was wrong earlier when I was complaining that like they need to nerf the items and not the champs. Karma is just stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't even have that item.
Yeah, total fair game to
Oh,
nerf that one.
that's-
Good job, Riot.
Alright. We
And
are
there's the
gonna...
Malignance, huge spike for Karma.
Oh, yeah. Item gonna be bought. Subhuman Resources are gonna go ahead and pick themselves up.
They're doing great on the objectives.
Yeah. 6
got-
scrubs, 2 drakes.
They've got like everything. It's crazy.
6 grubs, 2 drakes, and a fed Karma. What more can you really ask for?
I guess for your Jinx to have boots so that she doesn't safer. That would be. As a support main, I'm a little afraid of what can happen as a result of this.
Sure. That's, I think, very valid. Support mains everywhere are quivering.
I cry out in terror.
See Xinjiao here bot will be spotted out. W will land, but not too much more going to happen. Kitsune just going to hit him with a little bit of a stunning gun.
And Poppy is on the top side. I guess this is Herald spawning, so we'll see if there's any cross mapping going on. Ornn looks like he's kind of pushed up in this lane.
He is a little
Oh
bit far
my
forward.
word.
Pows barely surviving there. That mid turret I don't think is long for this world as Sentient Trash has come.
This is horrible what we're seeing.
It
It's
does.
just, it shouldn't be allowed. Like, somebody call a riot. Like,
Be like, hey, the nerf wasn't enough. Round
Yeah.
2.
they need to fix this. Hot fix in
Genesis
my game.
definitely proving me wrong, proving that they can. in fact
Okay, we're
carry
going to see a
on
little bit of a game in the mid lane. A knock up in. Crescent Guard's going to keep him alive for now. Synergensis trying to stay up, but gets taken down. Revenge for Pows. And now Sentient Trash is going to be the next one in trouble. A beautiful play as I was taking a waffle out of the Belgian Cuisinart double round flip waffle maker.
That's your first caster curse, Brio?
I was about to say the same thing. That's my first caster curse. Right there. I compliment Genesis and instantly gets dove on by everybody.
It's like you even think about it and they just start, running into some danger. It's you gotta hold that tongue sometimes.
They really wanted that first turret mid, which they did get, which is a huge buff to just your map control, but unfortunately both of them died giving up Rift Herald.
Yeah.
And this shuts down that lockout on the objectives. This is the first one I think getting picked up from the neutrals for Starsurge here.
Yeah, we'll mean though, because that play they are even in gold instead of behind because of that lane pressure, and because a lot of it went to the Kaisa, which is exactly who you want. She's going to be able to buy stuff, get online, get working on the map a little bit more effectively.
Yeah, you really need that Kaisa, the AP Kaisa, to hit 2 items as soon as possible. So now she's definitely a significant boon to that.
What are the AP items supposed to be again? Like for this build?
She goes Ludens into Crypto Bloom. I think it's Crypt Bloom, but
yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Call it cryptocurrency. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like you're getting scammed when you play against it. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I love that item. I almost never build Void Staff anymore.
I mean, it's just like better, right?
Yeah, I mean, the 15 ability haste and cheaper. I mean, for 10% magic pen, I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah.
I do love the pickup from the Ornn for that side lane matchup, going that Kanik Rooker and making his effective health bar just that much larger.
And it will really help to negate the Kaisa poke as well later in the game.
You know what I had to play against the other day?
Of the W's.
I had to play against an Anivia that like last itemed what's the lethality shield killing item?
Oh, it's
Serpent Fang?
Serpent Fang?
Yeah, Serpents.
Okay. She last itemed Serpent Fang and did like 8k with it.
Yeah.
Because it just works
like
like
Ivern?
No, I wasn't even against me. My team, it's like it worked against Kanik Rooker, and it worked against Vi, it worked against and like I think Eclipse or something. Like Vi had a it was insane. Like 3 of the enemy team bought it, and one of them was Anivia, and it was absolutely stupid.
Serpent's Fang is an insane item, but I think it can be frustrating when it's the only form of shield cut in the entire game. Because when you play against a comp like Karma, Ivern, Janna, it just feels bad if you don't have a lethality user. So I guess you just got to resort to buying it on Anivia.
Yeah, but it was so good. Like it would have felt bad if it wasn't insane.
I think the problem is there's no AP counterpart, there's no tank counterpart. And if there were an AP and a tank counterpart, regular Serpent's Fang could be worse.
Yeah, and shield champions would be useless.
Well, not useless.
I mean, it basically negated any of the items that people bought that gave shields. They had to sell them and buy something else. Like that's how good it was.
It's a bit strong. But they had to pony up the cash for it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like QSS.
Except it's really cheap.
Yeah.
Quite early in the 18-minute soul point. Unfortunately, not what Starsurge wanted to see at all, because again, they scale so strong.
There's that other neutral though, going to be utilizing the top side here, helping to get Gwen further ahead.
Yeah, I don't think the wave's there quite yet, but they will get the tower. I don't know if the Herald survived. Looks like it did.
Yeah.
No one's gonna ride it to victory though.
That's a darn shame. I think you should be mandated to hop in the Herald.
Yeah, you die with Shelly.
Suck in the nearest team member and tell you, all right, where you want to go.
Well, Captain goes down with the ship, right? If you ride it once, you gotta take it to the end.
Yeah.
You know. It's like ARAM, where like sometimes it's just a good death. You know.
Amen. Pals might be in a little bit of trouble here. Another Q is going to take out most of their health bar.
As a karma ban next game. It's getting banned next game.
The fade away.
Hey guys, you remember in draft where we were like, do they know it's banned? Like, do they know it's nerfed? Like, you think they read the patch notes? These guys don't read. Yeah, they don't care. Actually,
they do read, and they knew that's not enough.
Yeah.
Starsurge also had a huge riot moment right there as well because Pow's had a bounty even though they were 7 before that kill. They were
Okay, we're going to see a
700
knockup
gold
coming
on
here.
them.
Super Mega Death Rocket's going to land. Crescent Guard utilized to keep the jungler alive. However, the rest of the team coming in now. Syndicale going to keep alive. Sentient Trash now going incredibly low. Flashing away. Going forward, the Veins finding a kill, condemned into the wall. Another one, Beefy Burrito will find themselves eaten for breakfast. And now the Soraka has to run, and the chase down is so good from Starsurge Galaxy.
Really nice decision making there. They saw the moment where they had an even numbers fight, but it wasn't a true 5v5. Jinx isn't behind the Ornn. The damage is missing critically from that fight, and they're able to take a favorable engagement. Going to reward them probably with this Baron at the very least. But also, Vayne's 3-0 now, which is terrifying.
Huge capitalization by Starsurge there, noticing that Psygenesis was not in the fight and just capitalizing on
This play isn't over there. The Karma has
he
TP'd in and is
though.
looking in. Synergensis, no fear, charges into the pit, shut down onto the Vayne, and now Carly Slay Jepson is excited. The Baron does end up falling as Pows comes into the fight, but Beefy Burrito has respawned and Wind Becomes Lightning lands good onto Pows. Super Mega Death Rocket used for the second time just as it comes off cooldown, and Storm Tech is going to be left to run for the hills, tries to get a trade back, but will fall in the end.
Absolute disaster, and one of the kills only went over to the Jinx, but really, really nice TP from Synergenesis. What are we calling this dude?
Synergensis was the mispronunciation that I used, yes.
Perfect, okay. I liked the call to go for Baron, but they really didn't have the speed there, and just felt like, you know, as soon as that Karma TP came in, they needed to scatter. Finding that pick on the Vayne instantly there, huge play.
Yeah. Next
Really
thing
nice
up.
counterpunch by Subhuman. But Gwen still has Baron, and she's pretty unmatchable in the side lane.
Was Gwen not there for the Baron, or did they just skirt out the top side?
I think she hopped over
She
the
was
wall.
there. Yeah, she was just
Yeah.
able to get out.
I think once the Vayne died, the Gwen said, nah, none of that for me, thank you.
I
Yeah,
think
smart.
Kaisa tried to greet her TP. She didn't TP as soon as they started it, and I don't think Kaisa TP'd until Karma did, and then it was too late.
Yeah, Kaisa joined as soon as that fight started, I think.
Kitsune might be in a little trouble. Sentient Trash looking aggressive here. Blue buff will be smited by Storm Tech. And now, 51 seconds here left on this Drake. Kaisa W's landing true. What do you think? You think we're seeing a good old 5v5 here? Do you think they're leaving
I
Gwen
think we
to
have
split?
to, right?
I think it's very, very good for Subhuman if they get the 5v5, because the last fight we saw in the top lane, they were missing both their carries. So we really don't get to see their front to back like true form until they
Gwen's
get
TPing
a
early.
proper 5v5.
Yeah. Gwen TPing early means that this is going to be a slugfest down here.
I like the early TP to help get vision control. Sometimes top laners will TP too late, so I like seeing the proactivity there.
We see Beefy
That is
Burrito walking
positioning.
up a little bit. Will be stunned up, but is a Beefy Burrito. Oh my god! The Karma damage come through and the Vayne is absolutely deleted. Any gold that they had has now been lost. Kaisa damage coming through. Sentient Trash uses the Crescent Guard. Beefy Burrito is knocked away, but he's done his job. And my god, Synergensis.
That is not allowed.
The
What?
age-old don't engage on the tank.
Yeah,
Again,
that's
they
true.
tried to like get some poke damage on Ornn, but
They're still trying to
they're
look
still
to come in
looking.
here. Yeah, Dragon's Low will be claimed, so that's going to be the Infernal Soul going over to Subhuman Resources.
And this, I'm gonna say, is one of the difficult things with this team comp from Starsurge. I wanted to call him Storm Surge because of Storm Tech. They have 280 carries, and they don't really have the
might
easiest
look over
engage.
the wall here. Storm Tech available. Christian Bros 2K now here. Sentient Trash going to be locked to the wall. Kitsune now using the Magnet Storm to keep people locked in. Sentient Trash is going to fall down. Christian Bros back to front. They're going to be able to get out of there okay.
Yeah, that's a difficult fight without the Karma. Karma has a ton of their gold.
Starsurge
I think-
seems to be winning every engagement without Karma there. But unfortunately for them, that probably won't continue for the remainder of the game.
It can't be all of them. Definitely not.
and Karma just got the upgraded rabbit on
Yeah.
Death Cap as well. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I was about to mention it. It's looking a
Oh,
little.
no.
All right, listen. Did I say this karma was going Death Cap?
Yeah, you
You
did.
did. You did.
Death Cap's second item was not exactly what I had in the cards.
What
Oh
the
my
hell?
god, Synergensis. Thankfully, Gwen is immune, otherwise, we were about to see something absolutely illegal happen down there in the bot lane.
I mean, what do you do against this? Like, MR
Yeah.
works, I guess, but like, does it feel good? Probably never, you know?
Everyone needs a Koenig Rooker.
Yeah. I mean, the other part of this problem is that your frontliners are both going support builds, and, you know, that's just... There's really not that much stats coming from the cheaper items.
Mm-hmm. Completed items will be coming out, but at what cost? Can one of
This
you
is
figure
weird.
out who Knight's Vow is bound to?
I can figure out that Rel went Bloodsong, and I don't know why.
Huh. Now, as someone who doesn't play support, want to tell me a little bit about why that's surprising?
Well, I mean, Bloodsong is just going to be kind of hard to proc with the melee engage support, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's an auto attack thing. So,
Okay, we're going to see the karma damage coming through here. Syndicale. Gonna
Gwen
have to...
forced to ghost away. Oh.
Gwen, not the queen of the side lane, as I was suspecting. Instead, it is the karma.
Oh, and
I think
Karma
they
went
still
with
have
the
options.
Banshee's third as well for that little bit more safety. And again, I think it's going to be really hard for the Kaisa to be effective end of this comp. With the W poke into Ornn with Caner. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Koenig
The
Rooker,
Rooker.
Synergensis gonna land
That's
a
gross.
root there onto Storm Tech!
That's so unfair.
Oh my god.
I mean, Karma is really fed now. Like,
That's true.
Sure, but like, Riot, please.
I mean, for a while, the majority of the kills that Subhuman Resources had were solo kills from Synergensis.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
it's just,
jeez!
it's so unreal.
Well, they're
Okay.
wearing purple, red, and blue right now.
So, there are important items coming for the side of Starsurge. It is a third item on both the ADCs and the Gwen. Any of those completions will matter a lot because that improves their ability not just to teamfight but side lane. Potentially into the Karma, hopefully not. I think what they should be doing at this point is just trying to split the map up so that at least one lane has not a Karma. You know?
Gwen looks like she's looking for the flank here. We'll see if she can maybe wreak havoc in the back line. And Rel, they're going for it.
Yep. Rel gonna be on the back. And Hale.
Good warding by Subhuman Resources though, kind of prevents it.
And walking together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love to see
Yeah,
that.
their grouping is just going to matter so much here because, again, they have the vulnerabilities of these two backline picks in the Jinx and the Soraka.
But if
And
you
if
can
those
crescent
either of those
guard,
get picked,
you just crescent guard on top of their heads, it is GG.
yeah, and this again is part of that problem we talked about from the draft. Potentially not enough engaged to be able to access those champions. Obviously, if Gwen was much, much, much richer, they might be able to just walk in. But not the case now.
Crazy.
Dude, the dragon is spawning. This is Elder, as the soul has already been picked up by Subhuman Resources.
I think Starsurge has to hope for a miracle steal here, but I don't know how they get in. I don't know how they get to the pit.
Yeah, either that or, I mean, they do have the Gwen pushing the top side. It's really not fast enough in my mind to make it for the bear or for the Elder start. Like, they might get
Yeah,
a turret.
It would take Gwen so long to even kill the Ornn anyway. She beats Ornn 1v1, but in about 30 seconds, and Ornn has plenty of wave clear to just clear a wave.
Well, if Ornn does answer, then there's the possibility of like somebody getting picked potentially. Speaking of getting picked,
Okay.
though,
Synergensis, though. Not the target you want. Vayne gonna be alive for now. Poppy's left alone. Knockup's gonna go true, and this is gonna be not quite dead, but Storm Tech will eventually fall. Good Super Mega Death Rocket helps seal the fate
Gwen
of the
is
enemy jungler.
pushing. They didn't bring the Ornn back to stop her. It's not terrible.
They brought the
the turnaround.
The Jinx,
Okay.
I don't.
the solo Jinx hold to try and take it, but Shutdown Gold is gonna go over to Syndicale. And
That's video games right there.
Now going to be on the inhibitor. Inhibitor's going to go down. You have to recall. Synergenesis now going to be the one sent to deal.
Karma TP's away from Elder Dragon. That's huge. Because now Gwen can TP in.
Yep.
Yeah, no smite available right now from Starsurge as Poppy did go down. They're going to have to wait for this. But they've got that mid inhib pressure, or the top inhib pressure now.
If Poppy wasn't dead, that would have been devastating. For the side of
Call me crazy, but I think you got to start hitting it even without your jungler up. I mean, maybe bait the Zinzao in or something, but I think you needed to put pressure on there.
I agree.
Yep.
I think it would have been really good
Karma
to fight.
can't be there.
Because now everything's back and settled down for Subhuman again. I think
Again,
it's a low percentage play, I get, but...
Ooh, Sentient Trash actually might be in a little bit of trouble here. Soraka going to come try and bail him out. Crescent Guard being utilized. TP coming through.
They might be able to
Ornn's going to be here.
Great
Will be crashed down immediately. Synergenesis on the way, not quite there. Harley Slate Jepsen similarly quite far away. Beefy Burrito going to be taken down and out. Sentient Trash going to be next. Super Mega Death Rocket binds damage over the top. All three of them are bonked away. They have to start this Elder Dragon now.
Still
The enemy
Don't call
team
it a
is coming
comeback.
back.
Karma,
No,
they're
one
so low
Karma
for the
Q,
Karma
one
move.
Karma Q kills their whole team.
And they know it
Elder
too.
flip. Elder flip.
Elder Flip's going to be started. Going over the wall is... Oh, it's going to be super close. The objective battle gets taken by the Vayne. They have the Baron. Can they do anything with it? Gwen's going to be taken down. Rel's going to lock him up and stun him down. However, the carries on the other side are running away. Pow's close to the back line. Uses damage. Is going to be able to find one. But the Karma damage comes over the top. Storm Tech and Christian Bros 2K left alone. But...
Pow saw the montage. Pow saw the montage.
I think he had to do it though, right? They were
I
so
don't
dead.
know. I think you gotta. I don't know. It's a tough call.
Because of the shield, because they were getting absolutely curb stomped by Zin on the other side of it, right?
I think you gotta try and save as many elders as you can. I think the Kais had a chance of getting away.
Maybe, yeah.
Because they still have
Hard
two.
call. The HP bursts were so low as well. Like, it's so
Yeah,
tricky.
no. It's a tough
So
one.
before
It's
that-
not bad. It's still a game.
Before that fight started, I was gonna call out that all 3 item completions did come through for Starsurge in that fight. So the 3rd item completions for Gwen, Kaisa, and Vayne were there, and they made great use of them. I don't know how many elders they have left at this point, but yeah, that's still huge. Baron is spawning soon, and inhib is down from either side. I think the mid inhib is a little bit better than the top inhib, given that it's Baron that is the resource coming up soon here.
Yeah, it helps you stall out this game. Champions coming more and more online, and
Nibs respawn.
Karma is less and less able to buy items. You know, you're gonna hit that point here where there's
First
no
world
more
problems.
power for Karma to have, and that's gonna when you really start plateauing off this game. So if you are subhuman resources, you want this game to end in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, she was about 4 items with an Ornn item when no one else is at 3. But like you said, they're catching up.
Now, it's really critical how this next team fight is played for Starsurge, because right now they've got the Gwen in the bot lane. They do have the TP available. They want to avoid this situation.
Christian Bros 2K so incredibly low. Synergenesis
Oh,
pops Pals, and that is a 50-second death timer.
Who's plateauing exactly? Who?
Listen, I said would be plateauing hypothetically in the future.
Yeah,
not-
Rose
not
2K
now for sure.
spam pinging Karma in the chat as well. Definitely, definitely getting banned game 2, I think, by Starsurge.
No shot this makes it through ever again. Please, chat, take notes. Get this out of your games. I don't want to see it, that's for sure.
Yeah, and
Oh, dodge the RQ with the Gwen is
When
immune.
it's so immune.
Synergenesis not even on this Baron. Okay, Poppy ult could be
in,
future,
but
but the
it's
silence from
Wow.
Parkentit. Okay, huge. Blue team will pick it up, but Syndicale's finding so much damage with the bot side. Gets the Soraka. Carly Slay Jepsen's going to be the next target, but Sentient Trash and Beefy Burrito are doing a good job dealing with the rest. Sentient Trash goes to the wall, looks for the kill. The snip is good. Triple kill for the Gwen, and Beefy Burrito's also going to fall, leaving Synergensis as the sole surviving member for Subhuman Resources.
Weren't no karma in that fight.
Yeah, Synergensis, I think, was very worried about the back door in the base and wasn't able to TP to the fight. And I think that made all the difference with Gwen having a great TP to really change the tides there for Star.
Yeah, and Syndicale, what a good performance. I mean, really, team on the back kind of moments here where the split pressure is denying the overall identity of what Blue Side's trying to do here. And that's resulting in so many big objectives for them.
Yeah. You need to bring the karma to your fist fight. Gotta have it.
Yeah.
Gotta
and
have
it's
it,
that
gotta
moment
want it.
where, like, Karma had TP, I think.
Yeah, she
so
had it. I think
tricky.
she was worried about the base, but yeah, I don't know. Starsurge just reacted quicker.
I mean, it
Pulled the trigger
also,
on the TPs.
I don't know that they had a ward that was, like, good for Karma.
I think they had one in the back of the pit, but yeah, I think a Karma doesn't really want to TP into the back of the pit. But I don't know. I think you just got to get there when you're that fed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a surefire loss without the Karma there, apparently, so...
No, I think Starsurge is doing a really great job about taking advantage of opportunities when Karma's not there. That's the few times they've done that now, and that's when they're winning these fights.
Yeah, and critically, Gwen can avoid the damage from the Karma in at least some of these waves, and is managing to crash them into the base. So that is keeping the Karma occupied.
I would like to
But-
see some more MR itemization out of Starsurge. I think I see a lot of pairs of tabbies.
Yeah.
Not a lot of MR items. Starting to come in on Rel and Poppy. Oh, there
I
we
think
go. Then, as I say it, it's completed.
The Jinx is kind of that, like, sleeping dragon, you know? Like, there's a point in this game where that can be a real problem. So I don't hate it. But
I
the
agree,
immediate
yeah.
problem is definitely, I mean, we've been saying it for a while. That damn Karma is an issue.
So, what do we think is the karma replacement for next game? Because I don't think this champ is getting through. Or
know.
if Starsurge lose, which they may not, alright? They could still definitely win. That last fight almost completely went their way.
Too slow.
Do you think they take blue side and first pick the karma?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's a strong enough pick to do it.
I think it gets banned from either side after this.
Yeah,
Like-
I've seen a lot of blue one picks or bans on Karma personally, but I do think it'll go to the ban pool after this.
Second
I just
Elder.
want to know what other bullshit thing that got, like, banned away with this back when this gets banned.
Available, Synergensis looking for the flank.
Yeah, unfortunately, again, this is the problem with the Kaisa build into an Ornn. It's just the W's are hitting the Ornn, but I don't think he's noticing. And so now Kaisa's forced to try and aim around him, which...
Yeah, you're biting into something, like, basically a rock.
Yeah, they're not. You can't even tell.
We're having a little bit of an Elder Dragon dance here. Neither team seems to really want to commit to hitting the winged beast.
This is
Syndicale
kind of
is gonna
game
use
deciding.
W. Ornhorn going to be popped out here. One knock up, two knock up going to be found. Ult out will land good there, and Syndicale instantly gets popped. The Synergensis damage comes through. However, the Vayne is looking. Synergensis kind of forced out of the fight there. Big ups to Christian Bros, but the damage is too good. And Carly Slay Jepsen fires rockets over the top. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 for the Jinx. And that is going to be the game for Subhuman Resources.
I don't
What a
know.
game by both
Syndicale
teams.
STP just not in the side lane, and the Karma gets to join. Makes a big difference in this one.
Yeah, I think if Gwen was putting pressure on that top lane while they were doing that Elder dance, because again, Subhuman really had no engage. It would have been hard for them to engage 4v5. So
Yeah, again though, Carly Slay Jepsen waiting for that moment really finds it in that last team fight of the game.
Absolutely.
looking at the damage charts, no surprise, Karma destroying the damage charts, leading everyone.
Yep.
Definitely a back and
42k
forth game.
coming out from the Karma. Next highest was the Gwen at 27. right. Well, I will end those predictions. All right.
That karma damage is upsetting.
Yeah.
I'm not happy to see that.
Really aggressive build out of Cygenesis, which I appreciate.
Synergenesis.
Yeah.
Sin a little
I
bit with the blah, blah. Do you ever like type too fast, but then because you're typing too fast, you messed up a really long time ago, and then you have to hit the delete key a lot of times?
Yeah. Usually like passwords and stuff, but you know.
Starsurge does choose blue side. I am curious if they are going to try and take away that karma pick.
The dream is alive. I'm telling you.
I mean, we did actually talk about a karma replacement, right? It was banned last game. We talked about it before the draft even started. It was the Ari, right?
Yeah, Ari.
So we'll
I think
see.
Ari's she's very blindable. We talked about the counters, I think a little bit, Talia, Nefiri, stuff like that, but those are more niche picks, I think. I don't think a ton of people play those picks, and again, even still, Ari can still play fine. She's just so safe.
You know, I think I have to say this because Lil Robot Man has not made his way to the stream yet. For those of you who are watching, if it's your first time here, you're maybe a little bit newer to the low budget LCS. You know, maybe you've been playing, but you haven't really tuned into the streams, or maybe you're a fan of one of these two fine teams here. We have a fine member of our community, an upstanding gentleman by the name of LeChance. You may know him.
He is fine. I will say that.
I must
Really.
inform you that, in fact, LeChance does lick toes.
You know, I can live with it. I'll fix him.
I'll fix him. Love that.
Oh, do we get a draft link? I don't think I saw it.
You just send it to me every time at this point.
Lil Robot Man coming in with the subscription, hitting us with the LeChance licks toes, was just saving it for my slander. I apologize to the god himself.
I'm impressed that dude never misses a stream. I mean, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Similar bans coming out. They've banned the Ari on blue side, and no karma ban as of yet. One more chance.
Okay.
Shit, this is live. Okay.
I'm just getting it up for the stream here in a second.
Oh, sorry.
No, we didn't see it.
No, you're
we
good,
didn't
you're
see
good.
the thing at all.
And it is. Listen.
Insta-lock.
I can see the future. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
How did this happen? How did we allow this? I don't know if I'm okay with this. Seeing this 2 games in a row.
What I want to see if Cygenesis has the counter pick to his own karma. I want to see him slam a counter here and see if he can beat it in lane.
I wonder what it would be.
One. Yeah, I don't know if it exists, but
I think it does. I think things like it's hard. You don't really there's nothing that's gonna kill it in lane, right? But maybe there's stuff that'll kill it in side lane.
Well, my favorite pick into it, you just kind of end up beating it. You outscale it. Is Asol. I like playing Asol into karma myself.
Azir is also available again, right? That could be an option.
I don't know if we have full confirmation on the Azir bug being fixed.
Okay.
When blind pick, interesting.
Could be though. Blue
this is probably a read on champion pool.
Because Gwen can definitely be punished.
Yeah. It looks like pretty much salty run back, but we have karma now.
Oh, Jarvan's an interesting change. So one of the things that neither team really had in the last game was like a decisive engager. right?
The Ornhorn, I think, was the closest thing to that.
Yeah. And Jarvan is a big shift from that because this, I mean, how much more decisive of an engager do you get?
I like the Jarvan a little bit more than the Poppy. I think because they picked Poppy with only seeing Xin Zhao last time, and then after that, I think it was hard for Poppy to operate in the later stages of that game. So I like the change up into the Jarvan.
Yeah, I think as well, you're only really afraid of picking Jarvan if they're gonna play like Talia or Poppy or something that really just like stops you in your tracks. And you know they haven't seen that, so being confident enough to just lock this in, I think is a good call.
I am really interested to see what Synergenesis decides to pull out. Other than the Karma?
Yeah, he must have a deep champ pool as well because he willingly took 2 more bans against him here. And Subhuman also opts into the Ornn Gwen matchup. I think they're fine with it. It's not great for Ornn, of course, but Ornn has the wave clear to deal with it. So
Mighty is casting and shitposting at the same time.
Dude, I was looking for this in my like folder of like copy pastas for like 10 minutes.
Amen. As things should be. All right. Well, 80 carry pool, very limited. Tristana going to be hovered here for the subhumans.
I was about to say something really mean to Sammy. I'm gonna hold back.
Going to be Zaya picked up. I wonder if a Rakan will be slammed here as well. I love Zaya here.
Yeah.
Gives you a lot of maneuverability, a lot of safety.
I'm gonna highlight a
Zaya's really
problem
good.
if they lock this in though. They
Okay.
are severely lacking range right now, I think.
I don't know. We saw Karma last game.
Yeah, Karma will do the trick.
And
But it's like you either have a way to get in on like a Jarvan engage, or you have the range to follow it up with like auto attacks. If you don't have either of those, you just aren't hitting whoever he goes in on, right?
fair enough.
I think Gwen with her
Oh?
R, if Gwen times her R,
Karma support.
interesting.
Hold on.
Hmm.
Hold on. Pause. What? Did you guys even think about that as a possibility?
I did
Like,
briefly.
Yeah, I thought about it, and I guess that's why I said I can't say his name. I'm so sorry.
Synergenesis.
Subhuman's mid laner definitely thought of that as a possibility as well because didn't want to blind pick into the Karma, and that's an Alawi mid. I did see that in his play history.
Oh.
So
Is it?
very
Not
interesting.
Tristana mid?
Yeah, it is. That's an Alawi mid.
This is so weird.
If I'm going off if I'm going off previously played LBLCS games, that is an Alawi mid.
I mean, you're definitely correct because there is like no other sensible way this could go. But
And that also seems I've never played the matchup myself, but that seems unplayable for Echo. I don't know how he's supposed to play.
Well, for
so
this
what's
one,
really cool, they buffed Alawi's range with tentacles, right? Because of how horrible it is with the new top lane like setup. But it's just got to be way better in mid now, right?
yeah.
Like because of the range.
I think Echo is going to have not a fun time playing into Soraka. Even later in the game, I don't think Echo's gonna have a good time. I think it's a tough game. Tough game.
I'm so excited. I'm going to wait until we see the client draft to put up the prediction. Because I'm uncertain.
There are questions here about like potentially what's going on, where things are going. I can't really see like a Jarvan support and a Grungle, you know. But that's in the cards, I guess.
Gwungle's not bad. It's just the first like couple clears that hurt.
How did
No?
they always both games so far just like major question marks in my brain about what the hell's going on? These aren't that weird of picks. They're just like too many of one thing, you know? Too many supports, too many junglers, too many top laners, whatever.
I mean,
Too many AD carries.
allowing mid's a little out there. I'll say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't say I've seen that in the mid lane. As a mid laner myself, I've never played against an Alawi mid once. So, I mean that can happen. If you have an off meta pick like that though, you can have a huge advantage if you know the matchup's a lot better than the other mid laner.
Absolutely.
I really want confirmation that that's a Camille support ban. Because I want to play that pick. Like, I wish I was good enough to play that pick.
Oh, play it. It's good. Do you know what got pulled on my team that was kind of disgusting? Okay, just think about this for a moment. Camille Ziggs bot.
Wait, triple played Camille?
No.
Or the Ziggs?
No, against us. It got played against us.
Oh, okay, that makes way more sense. I was like, that you guys aren't capable of that.
Hey, listen.
It's just a playstyle thing. Like, I don't think that meshes at all with your identity as a team. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Ziggs is kind of a pick away, right? Because Fate actually likes that.
Yeah. The big thing though is just the Hextech Ultimatum plus the Mega Inferno Bomb.
That's gross.
It's so punishing.
I really like that lane actually. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm taking notes by the way. I'm
Yeah,
writing
I
that
know.
shit down.
I might steal that.
Yeah.
That's what you come to the broadcast for.
Subhuman doesn't have a lot of engage again. But I think it's the only engage on Starsurge is really Jarvan. And Jarvan's gonna get one shot, I think. Going in alone, like you said. I know you mentioned Jarvan going in alone, I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I think he can also just get Tristana Art away, and that's the problem with playing Jarvan into like an 80 carry that is mobile doesn't feel great either, because you can't really lock anyone down. You can lock down Alawi, but Alawi wants to be locked down. I don't think Jarvan wants to be in there with Alawi.
Yeah, and it's suddenly coupled with the idea that like not only are they pretty short range, but they don't have that much CC. So like yeah, Alawi's a big problem. The solution is like if Gwen's big, no one can actually sideline against that. Like Alawi should lose, Orange should lose, you know.
Yeah, and they played well around it for 30 minutes last game. It's just at the end, that last Elder Dance, they stopped playing the side lane, but...
Now, Arcadion Light did redeem a bear fact, and I have a bear fact for you all. Are you ready?
Excellent. So ready.
Born ready.
Pandas have an additional bone that is a sesamoid protrusion that allows them to grip food like bamboo.
Is it like a finger? Where is this protrusion?
It evolved from the wrist bone.
Interesting.
Create a thumb-like digit.
I have a follow-up question. Are pandas bears? Are they considered bears?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pandas are bears.
Yeah, they're furry and round. So wait, does their thumb come out of their wrist?
It's like a bump on their wrist that they can use as a bonus claw.
Oh, I've actually kind of seen this where they hold food against their wrist like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I haven't seen the new Kung Fu Panda movie yet.
They're on like
I really want to
4 now, right?
Yeah.
I've
this
only
one got
seen
wacky too. It's like magic, basically. Like,
and Skadoosh wasn't magic.
no, but like you know, there's like physics behind like a lot of what goes on. You know, like I think they gave up on that, which is great. I like that. That's cool.
I think I've only seen the first Kung Fu Panda.
I am in the same boat myself.
Would you recommend 2, 3, and 4?
Yeah. I'm a Kung Fu Panda fan. I think. I mean, it's like lighthearted, but like also gets serious. You know, and that's kind of magic for me. So. We got a good fact in the chat. Somebody enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. It was I mean, honestly, was a good fact. I'm happy with that one. There's a lot of bear facts out there that are not top tier. Okay, there's a lot of subpar bear facts. Not on this channel.
Fact.
All of the bear
Nobody
facts on this channel. What was your D&D bear fact?
I was like telling people how much claw damage a bear wild shape would have in D&D.
Oh, that's great. That's good.
I would have liked that one.
Yeah,
I think
that's
you had some
solid.
haters in the chat. I think you had some haters in the chat.
Well, it's like because it's not a real bear, according to like people who don't think that like whatever, guys, whatever. Yeah. I mean, eventually we're gonna run out of like proper scientific bear facts, and we're gonna need to revert to like fantasy dimensions and whatever. Like,
no, I'm just gonna quit my current PhD and go start one on bear facts, just to supply the low budget LCS with bear facts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, eventually we're either recycling old bear facts, which those of you that really care about this, you're gonna know them all already,
Mm-hmm.
Gotta take other avenues, man. There's all kinds of bears that don't exist in the real world, but are like, parts of weird, like nerd, fandoms and stuff. Like,
mm-hmm. That is true. What would you say the most niche bear fandom is? Go.
That's impossible to say. It's like the stuff from like Polar Express and like those kind of movies have like are those real like polar bears or?
I think Polar Express was famously really, really bad CGI.
No, I mean like there's like magic and stuff in that universe, right? Are those like proper or are they like a subspecies of like what happened with that? What about the Coca-Cola bears? Are those like real bears? Like
mm-hmm. So now we're just gatekeeping beardom. Red pandas are not true bears.
You know what? I went to the aquarium over here.
Oh yeah?
And you know what they had?
What?
Lemurs.
I love a lemur. Yo,
was
anyone?
So cool.
Where are my Zubumafu enjoyers in the chat? Okay.
What?
Zubumafu enjoyers, rise up. All right.
Is that like a Madagascar thing? What is that?
Listen, if you don't know, you don't know. All right?
Okay. All right, I won't know.
You don't get to share. We are 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33.
All right, I'm good.
You
are drunk.
I wonder, do you think this karma support goes full AP karma support?
Yes.
Or do you think they go support items?
That's the only correct way.
Wait, there's a Zubumafu game? Okay, can someone time out the dude who said fuck Zubumafu? Straight up, I'm just gonna say that. That's not okay.
This is an abuse of power.
We need Zubumafu respect on stream.
Hey, yo. No Pusa, I got your back, bro. Don't time him out. No!
Listen, you can't.
The diversity of opinions here.
Yeah, the diversity of the opinion being hating on a beloved childhood lemur? I think not. Oh, my god. Okay. Now that I'm all worked up about Zubumafu,
I love that. That's awesome.
Opposite starts again in another fake leash from Subhuman Resources.
Oh, hey, what time are we at? I totally paused the game randomly at like whatever time.
148, 149, 150, 151, 152, 153, 154,
right,
155, goodbye!
Try not to do that again.
I mean, you'll just get the count back.
Yeah.
What have you guys been getting for brunch these days? Are you doing like tacos or?
So I don't really question his order. He kind of whispers to the waitress, but yeah, I just get like an omelet, a coffee, sometimes tea.
Mm-hmm. I like tea. Tea's good. Do you have a particular kind of tea?
I like dark, like black teas or like Earl Grey usually is my go-to, but.
Okay, so one thing I've learned is like normal black teas are usually a mixture of teas from two regions, Ceylon and Assam. But if you get teas that are just from Assam, they have this really nice multi-flavor. As we're going to have a gank here in the bot lane. Flash forward, Kitsune going to make sure that root lands. Stormtech going to layer the flag and drag first blood, artfully going over to Christian Bro 2K.
Nice.
Yeah, really, really clean play out of Starsurge there.
This is what we were talking about last game as well, where the Poppy could potentially 3-camp into bot. And Jarvan so well suited to doing just that.
Man, these tentacles are helping Alawi push the wave so quickly.
I'm intrigued by Echo's choice of Hail of Blades here, because I don't know when you're gonna be getting 3 auto attacks off on Alawi. I know the build, but into Alawi seems challenging.
Yeah, that's tricky. And I think the whole matchup just is gonna be kind of a pain.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be tough.
I could almost have seen tank with like kind of like a tank of Azir vibe, like just going like grasp or something.
It's gonna be hard for him to even get 3 autos the whole game. I mean, onto Tristani, you're not gonna be getting it.
Yeah,
we'll see. Maybe they know more.
Okay.
I think he'll get 3 autos on someone.
The Hail of Blades autos? I don't know. We'll see.
Gotta go for the bot laners. They're easy.
Tristana is not the easiest AD carry to assassinate.
Who said you need an 80 carry? The Soraka's free real estate.
I
Yeah.
guess. So you get silenced.
That's true. That is gonna be a true pain in the ass. Like,
Oh my goodness. We're getting some good tea discourse in the chat. But yeah, Assam black tea has been my go-to for the past, like, at least 6 months. It's just so nice. The thing is, I like my tea with milk and sugar, and it pairs so well with milk and sugar because the flavor of it is actually strong enough to cut through. So it's just a nice little concoction, you know?
I tried it's like a London fog, I think they're calling it, but like every place I go is putting so much like milk or cream or whatever goes in there.
Yeah.
And I drink my coffee black. I like the like bitter dark stuff.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Like, so it kind of ruins it for me a little bit.
Mm-hmm. How's not having the easiest series here. Synergensis looking for a solo kill, finds it before Syndicale and Stormtech can enter the arena. Has the ultimate available, is going to go ahead and pop that. Stormtech going quite low, but the snip damage is going to land, but Stormtech has to be careful, flashes away, but the kill's going to be good. Synergensis now has to fight Syndicale, but the healing from the tentacles is massive, and Soraka's running at Mach 7, and the beefy bean burrito gets the kill.
That's not cool. That's not... Alright, hey, chat, I know you're going to be like, wow, that's crazy. Hey, why is this dude picking champions that can do this? Okay. It's crazy, man. Who is playing Alawi mid?
It's Synergensis.
This guy's an innovator, an absolute savant of the mid lane. Just like pulling random OP shit out of his... Like, where did this come from? It's 51 to 26 in CS right now in mid.
Yeah, and you can't really gank an Alawi when she has ult up. And that's,
Yeah, that was really unfortunate, because they tried to make the 3v1 play, but Echo went in a touch too early, and that solo kill on Echo actually procced her level 6. She was level 5. So that's a bit unfortunate timing.
Wait, Loki.
Really well played.
Scottish morning
really
isn't
well
Scottish
played, but
breakfast? Because I do like a Scottish breakfast. Let me know if those are the same thing or if Scottish morn is different. Loki's giving you a tea recommendation for something that appeals to black coffee drinkers.
Yeah, which channel do we use for this stuff in the server? Is it like home and cooking, garden,
Probably home and garden bragging, yeah.
Yeah. Can we get like some tea posters in there? I wanna go back to the... Maybe I'll just watch the VOD.
I'll post my tea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can post
like
some
this is a category I really want to get into more. So I'm super down.
Tea's just super nice too to have in the middle of the day.
Oh, and Synergesis with the early MR here, Echo is going to be doing no damage. Echo will be... Oh,
this is where you ask your jungler to come, not to kill the Alawi, because that's not happening. Help me get the wave in so I can go bot.
Yeah, no, if I'm Echo, oh my. I would just... I don't think I'd go back to mid, honestly. I don't know. So futile.
Irish breakfast was my go-to before the Assam. I'm liking the Assam better, though, I must say.
I need to find a... I went to a I went with actually like kind of my team at the time, my LBLCS team, to Asheville, North Carolina, and they had this awesome tea house. Yeah, it was a trip we took, and I haven't found a place like that around here. So.
Asheville's a nice city. I went to college a couple hours from there, and there was oftentimes weekend trips to Asheville, and it's a nice little city town.
White Duck Taco goes crazy. I love that. I hope they're still open over there. I'm going back there someday, and I need to have that that pork belly, and like, what was it? It was like pickled watermelon slice taco.
Whoa, that sounds crazy.
It was so good.
Starsurge's bot lane is really performing though. This one.
Yeah, definitely. Up CS, they're making use of that karma.
Yeah, the early gank by Jarvan's paying off. They forced Tristana to have not a great recall, so they're gonna be able to be back on the map faster.
First 3 grubs and Dragon again were taken by Sentient Trash.
I told you, Sentient Trash right at the start.
Oh, Parkin it.
Yeah, Soraka's gonna
Parkin it is falling victim to the karma, and the Airy once again comes from downtown.
You know Carly Slade Jepsen was telling Soraka, hold the wave, hold the wave, hold the wave.
That damn AD carry's always getting us killed.
For sure.
That's exactly how it goes. And again, exactly how it begins with the Airy kill from the karma. We saw how that went last game.
I like the early heal cut out of karma as well. I think it's super necessary, obviously into Soraka, but even Alawi as well.
I think it is bad to delay the Malignance, but Malignance is actually pretty cheap compared to a lot of other items, so not too bad.
Yeah, maybe they have to up the price on Malignance. What about that?
Just nerf the item. Why is it giving like
so
25?
To use it, yeah.
It gives like 20 or 25 haste plus the ultimate haste plus the damage.
Yeah, because it gives 20 haste base, and then I think it gives 20 ultimate haste. So I think it gives 40
I thought it gave
ultimate
30 ultimate haste. Is it not 30?
No, he's right. I think it's 20 and 20 or 20 and 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see in a moment here. Probably.
Yeah, somebody's gonna buy it. You know what I saw that was crazy that I kind of want to try? I saw Keria playing Rumble with Varus. That seems dumb, right? That just seems kind of broken.
Yeah. Okay, Sentient Trash gonna be on Cindy Hale. No help from the Beefy Bean Burrito, but doesn't seem to need it. Uses the ultimate. Ornhorn gonna be called, but we're gonna go back to the bot lane.
Yeah, the Ornhorn actually doing no damage. Gwen is immune there. Oh, Karma just whipping that one, but it really won't matter, I think.
Yeah, there'll be another one up in a matter of seconds.
Well, it didn't hit, actually, so it'll take longer.
Yeah. True.
You know what I've been watching?
Oh, yeah, tell me.
There's this show, like an older YouTube show called Actually.
Oh. It's still going. Actually still airs.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, yeah.
I've been watching like 3-year-old episodes. No.
It's super interesting. So they actually just replaced Mike Trapp as the host. And I think Mike Saltzman was the fact checker. Hang on, we're going to see a little bit of engage here onto Storm Tech. Sentient Trash going to try and find the third knock up here. We'll be able to find it. But now gets tagged by the Karma W, and that's going to be TP coming in. Oh, baby! Wow. The Karma damage comes over the top onto the Cataclysm. Now Pow's, though, going to be here flashing forward. Does find a little bit of Hades of Blade damage, but forced to use the rewind before Carly Slay Jepsen can fall.
Got out Tristana R, though.
Oh, they're back in.
Okay, Carly's like, Jepsen's going to go down, but now Pow's going to be taken incredibly low as well.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. And,
Alawi sitting in mid lane becoming a monster for that, though.
Yeah. I think this is what you have to do, though. Like, you can't actually answer this thing anymore.
No, I agree. Again, if I'm Echo, I'm never going back mid again. I don't even know mid lane exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, and the crazy thing too, I didn't even realize this, but both solo lane threats against the Alawi are going to do magic damage, so you really only need the MR built at the first few items.
reasonably, the only person who can take Alawi out is going to be Christian Bros 2K. Thankfully, they do have the resources to accomplish that task, but it's going to be so hard in terms of laning. You either have to put your AD carry against the Alawi, or succumb to the pressure.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard to get the Alawi into the team fights, I think.
It's going to negate that. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No.
I was going to say that Alawi's build is going to negate Karma that much more too, because I think last game I pointed out we saw a lot of tabbies and armor against the Karma, which kind of exemplified how much damage she was doing, and now they have Gwen and Echo. I think the Karma is going to be looking not nearly as strong.
Looks like Karma is actually building support, so Band of Glass Mirror picked up in the inventory there.
I don't know if I like it.
Yeah. Now, okay, back to Dropout TVs, actually. By the way, if you don't have a Dropout subscription, listen.
It's
personally, not the low-budget LCS, personally, it's so good. Anyway, so Iffy, do you know Iffy Nwadiwe?
Yeah.
He's the new host.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to see a little bit of fighting here between Paz and Synergensis, but Pow's going to be okay. Okay, ulting back. A little bit bold there. Tentacle slap going to happen. Soul going to be ripped out. Pow's white low here. Sentient trash. Wind becomes lightning's just going to be able to pick it up.
Nice. Good finish there. Nice
yeah,
game.
flag and drag now onto the mid lane. Parkentit. Going to go quite low here. Harley Slay Jepsen gets taken pretty low as well from the feathers. But Sentient Trash coming in on the side. Kitsune uses that root. Now Sentient Trash might be in a little bit of trouble. Flag and drag, half health bar for now. Crescent Guard going to be utilized. Demacia goes forward with the Cataclysm. But now the damage coming over the top. Carly Slay Jepsen finds one, but has to jump out and gets shut down. And the Zaya?
The Zaya. Absolutely
Huge.
Kind of interesting build as well. And we did see, I think, Rio, you were saying about the nerfs to, what's it called? The other 80 carry item that Kaisa and Zaya like.
Oh, yeah, Navori. It was just the components got nerfed, not the overall item, I don't think.
Yeah, but that will influence kind of when these 80 carries that want that item are going to buy it. So now we're seeing kind of an interesting Storm Surge, or what is it called? Stormsurge? Storm Razor.
Storm Razor.
That stuff's getting picked up earlier, and with the Ghost, I mean, that's one fast Zaya.
Mm-hmm. Zaya will be very quick here. Just like Iffy Nwadiwe is going to be quick in the new season of Dropouts. And the fact checker. They've changed who the fact checker is as well. It is now one Brian David Gilbert.
Okay. That was another person who's been on the show a few times, right?
He hasn't. I think he's been on the show a few times. Yeah, he's not been as associated with Dropout historically. He used to be employed by Polygon. You may know him for a number of his wacky, wonderful, good time series. I'm very excited about that personally.
One of the things I like about Iffy is that I think Iffy started as more of like, I know a lot about video games and gaming related things, but like there was somebody who really enjoyed a lot of like the nerd stuff that just came up in the episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like, you know, kind of like what happens with viewers too, where you might not know everything about all the like material that they go over.
Right.
But you just kind of get pulled
excited.
In.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that kindred spirit, you know?
Well, that's half of them actually, is just trying to figure out and dance through the question.
Yeah, well, yeah, some people on the show, they just fight for answers, you know? They're like, oh, well, if it's not this thing, what about this thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. You just pick your way through it till you get to the right one. All right,
yeah,
well...
maybe I admit too quickly that I just don't know certain things.
No, I think that's good.
Double Rooker in here, completed for Subhuman. I think this Echo is gonna really struggle to find value.
Kitsune might be in a little bit of trouble, but is gonna be able to just get out.
Good deep words found. But
so we're in an interesting spot here.
Fight.
We've got a very fed bot lane for Starsurge. And we've got a pretty darn strong Alawi on the other side.
Absolutely positively.
And I don't think we're going to see them clash at all. So,
you think they might clash around next Drake?
I'd be interested to see at this point if Ilaoi kind of march a side lane and try to deny that way. Because the team fight, again, there's not that much engage. It's just going to be hard. Or will you get kited as Ilaoi in a fight, right? Against Karma and a very fast Zaya and maybe like, I don't know what kind of peel they actually have, but you know.
I don't think Alawi can be matched in the side lane at this point, though. Gwen might be able to at like 3-4 items, but not for a long time.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Speaking of not matching in the side lane.
Yeah, there goes. Powers is out. Just leave. There's no way, dude.
Powers, though, does have enough damage now that he's more effectively able to push the wave. That will be a benefit.
Got you a moment there. Yeah, and I think it's just fine to leave it this way because Alawi's gonna push back into you and you can just kind of clear. So as long as like you're the only one that has to suffer and you don't die, it's okay.
In any case, we're gonna have a little bit of noodle fighting in the top lane. Also, if you don't watch it, Game Changer is so good.
I've seen it a little bit.
It's one of my favorite shows ever. The Sam Says series that they've been doing is beyond.
I think what I watched was mostly like just the Brennan moments compilation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But...
For sure. I mean, they've recently, in the new season, there's another episode that's just fully designed to piss Brennan off.
Okay, I think I actually know what you're talking about. I don't know anything.
No spoilies.
Yeah.
There's Storm Tech and Syndical.
Oh, a little bit of different pages there by the jungler in top.
Yeah, just gonna throw the needlework.
Yeah,
for
not
fun.
too bad.
It feels like the right call. They've actually got position on the Drake now, because they rotated so many up top. Now they can just walk in, kind of clear some vision.
I think that was Starsurge was doing both. Yeah, Starsurge was ganking top and getting vision.
Yeah,
double duty.
Looking. The Alawi is bulwarking the bot side right here.
I will say Subhuman Resources is a full AD team, but there's not a ton of defensive armor itemization coming out from Starsurge.
There's not a lot of defensive champions for Starsurge either.
Jarvan could have gone. I know he goes Bruiser nowadays, but could have been a scooch tank here. I think one armor item on Jarvan would do a lot.
Well, in case, Kitsune might be in a little bit of trouble here. Here comes the Wind Become Lightning. Silence as well. That's going to be an instant deletion. Storm Tech now going to be on the back end. Zaya Feathers flying, but Crescent Guard is going to be good. The Ornhorn follows the Echo, who has flashed, and that's likely going to be the ultimate burn, if not full death. Alawi looking. Orn gone, perhaps a little bit too deep. Storm Tech finds him on the knock up with the flash forward into the Alawi. The silence means the ult does not go through, and the Feather Call will be good, but this Drake is going to go over to Subhuman Resources.
Yeah, great plan there. They had the vision control. They were set up, and even better execution as they found more kills on the back end. They're going to get this dragon, and again, they're going to be on Soul Point pretty early in the matchup. We saw a lot of damage coming through from the Zaya, but you really just can't fight into the Alawi once that ultimate goes down.
Just not quite enough frontline for the Zaya to really be effective in these fights right now.
Yeah, and this is another spot. They've got the kind of dual split push threat with the Echo and the Gwen coming through. And you'd expect, actually, that they have good side lane pressure given the matchups. But the game state does not lend itself to that at all right now.
No, it does not. But
very even in gold, though. Again, that each team has their very clear strengths. So same as game one.
Yeah, I do see it being kind of difficult to enable that Zaya, which is, I think, Starsurge's main focus right now, in the fights. So what I'd kind of like to see them do is default back to what we were seeing earlier, but make use of even the Xayah on top of the Jarvan to put pressure with this Gwen. I think this is your main avenue back into the game against the Alawi, at least. And just kind of sacrifice a little bit of like, how has this had a rough series? You kind of have to keep it that way.
Oh, they're going for the shutdown.
Okay, there's going to be 3 people here. The soul is going to be pulled. Ultimate will be utilized at some point here. Ultimate going to be used. The root going to be found, and they're doing this very well, but the tentacle healing might be too much. Is it going to happen? The ultimate is used and shut down! Goes over to Christian Bros.
Really well played.
That's not a caster curse.
Not a caster curse.
Anti-caster curse right there.
A caster bless. Beefy Bean Burrito. Beefy Bean Burrito gets
Winning
taken
on
down
both
by
side
Syndicale.
lanes.
Caster bless. Let's go.
Caster buff. Yeah, huge caster buff. They play on the side lanes. They lose a mid tier too, but I think they take that trade any day of the week.
All day. Yeah. I mean, especially the Gwen getting a kill is so big. They might even... there's no way to get the turret, but... Yeah, that's huge. And no major objective is gonna go down as a result.
Oh, back is going to be stopped, and that's going to be
really
a little bit of trouble here for Syndicale. Sentient Trash going to be inside the Shroud, but Sentient Trash has to be a little careful as well. Healing from Parkin.
So unfair.
Parkin.
Let them 1v1, guys. Let them do their thing, This is he's a 1v1, duke it out,
I think Sentient Trash is a little bit of an unsung hero so far in Subhuman Resources. We've talked about the massive objective control, and I think it's really put a ton of pressure on Starsurge with his just relentless control over every early game objective with dragons and grubs.
100%. And I think on top of that, Stormtech has had a better game this game. A lot of impact on the bottom side. We see a lot of assists coming through. But Sentient Trash has done such a good job in both games of just reining that in and having control over the map, tracking the enemy jungler, being in places that they need to be to support the team, or just counter-punching on the other side of the map.
Yeah, really, really good. Well played to the junglers. Well played to the both. Both of them have been looking pretty proactively.
I do like the Crypt Bloom second out of Echo because again, I think Echo's kind of resigned himself to being a support Echo this game, and so I think that's a really strong purchase by him. Just get an assist in a fight, heal up the Xayah a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%. And when you're in this spot as well, where you're down a good amount of CS, a good amount of gold, buying cheaper items like Crypt Bloom makes so much more sense. Like obviously, yeah, there's items that do crazy amounts of damage. You could be going, what's the zappy one after a couple seconds? You know what I'm talking about?
Zappy?
The AP item?
Yeah, AP.
Oh,
Storm Surge.
Yeah, Storm Surge.
Could be going Storm Surge. You'd be blowing people up. It's expensive. So you just go this thing. It's fine.
Yeah. And Xayah does, in fact, have more gold than Synergenesis.
Xayah, Xayah is huge. A 3-item Xayah, definitely carrying.
You see Pow's going in here onto Sentient Trash a little bit, but gonna have to be careful. Stormtech also available. It's gonna be double knocked up. Ultimate utilized, gonna find a little bit of damage. Parking it, gonna take it. Huge Crescent Guard, gonna keep him alive, and Carly Slate Jepsen takes him down.
Yeah, no offense to Pow's, but really not the biggest loss of all time.
Yeah, look at Gwen.
They're pushing top,
Yeah, they could fight this.
This is Soul. Recall looks like it. If this recall comes out from Synergenesis.
I guess Jarvan's a bit low. Jarvan's gonna go for the suicide.
Oh, but they have Christian Bro 2K in the mid lane.
Yeah, top needs to get a lot. They're actually pushing 2 lanes of pressure here.
Yeah.
Response.
And then just looking maybe for the steal. Stormtech. Gonna flag and drag. Gonna be a little bit too late and likely will also sacrifice his life. But the pressure on the other side, we're going to have to watch as the Beefy Bean Burrito yet again is going 1v1 versus Syndicale, but you're going to have the inhib turrets for both top and mid.
Yeah, I want to call out really smart play there from Carly Slay Jepsen to just ult away the Jarvan over the wall. Bought that extra time, totally denying the smite steal.
I think a really, really strong trade by Starsurge, getting what they can out of the fight. They know they can't win the fight, and I think they got
turrets, right?
They maximized the gold they got for sure.
The gold swing was massive there.
They're up. They are up gold.
They are.
Normally, I would say
uh,
Chemtech Soul isn't the strongest either, but I do think it's actually very good on Alawi and
Yeah.
Soraka. So it is actually a strong soul for them.
Yeah, that gold's gonna matter though because it went on for the most part the two most important members who are clearing those waves out and pushing into the base, the Xayah and the Gwen.
Yeah, and do you think there's a point here that actually Synergenesis gets matched by Syndicale?
Yeah, 100%. I think we're not there yet. I think it requires a whole lot of items from Syndicale just because of how easy it is to itemize for Synergenesis.
One
And,
more. I think if Syndicale completes that Rabadons, I think Gwen wins after Rabadons.
Yeah, I also like the Oblivion Orb. I think that tech is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Having on the support top laner. Both sides of the map. Storm
Oh,
tech.
It's going to be very hard for Alawi to get Gwen's soul in a fight as well.
Yeah, just immune it, and like that's a lot of damage gone.
You have immune, you have E. It's gonna be
Meanwhile,
tricky
we're going to
catch
see
the
this
soul.
matchup here. Gwen is
Yeah, there we
immune.
go.
There it
Gwen
is.
snips it forward.
I love the
Synergenesis
play.
is not immediately jumping in.
Yeah. Well, you still aren't confident because of the item disparity, so you're just happy to deny and pick up your CS.
I think
I mean-
Syndicale knows they need that third item. That third item's huge on Gwen.
Yeah, and it's almost a Flame Horizon in the mid lane. It's 50 CS between mid and top. Like you're sure that you're behind, right?
Gwen is immune.
That was deja vu as well.
Yeah, that's literally the same.
Yeah, I don't know. The Gwen damage is looking pretty fat.
Yeah, no, it really is. Again, I think what I meant by one more item on Gwen, I think it won't be close. I don't think there's going to be much Alawi can even do once Gwen gets one more item.
No, 100% that matchup has to suck for Alawi. Like, and I think the same is true if if Echo could get like caught up, you know, probably decent for Echo.
Yeah.
We'll see that both ADs should be matching in the mid lane, and I kind of think that's the next point of contention. Is either jungler.
I would
there.
really like to see an armor item out of Jarvan. I know he builds Bruiser, but again, Years Die is the carry. They are a full AD team. I really want to see an armor item out of Jarvan.
Perhaps
Yeah.
Frozen Heart.
Yeah.
I have held my tongue, but Eclipse is feeling massively unnecessary.
Yeah. Builds are subjective for sure, but yeah. It's just full AD. It's full AD and you're still a Bruiser.
Definitely could see a little bit more
I
of the
think even
tanky side.
Alawi's scared. Alawi looks scared to match the Gwen, even at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And Gwen
I mean, a
keeping
level
that pressure.
advantage. Yeah, level advantage for Gwen even.
Where have we
Oh,
seen this
dismatched.
Gwen side lane pressure before? I wonder.
I hope it goes to 3 games. I'm gonna be super invested in the draft.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
there's a lot of adjustments gonna be had.
Very
Well,
true.
if Karma wins 2 games, surely it gets banned game 3,
Do you
right?
think the Karma is the big difference this game, or is it just the fact that
No.
they don't have Karma?
No, but I mean that's kind of like the Cope answer, right? It's like, oh, we won with Karma game 1. It's so strong, like maybe we.
True.
Or
Huge
either
props
side,
to
honestly.
Starsurge playing around the Alawi as well. I think because Alawi's 2-1-3 right now, and they've done a really good job playing away from Synergist again, where he gets the lead early, but he's just the Starsurge just does not fight when he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit easier
Okay,
this game
Flag
as
and Drag
well.
going to be going in. Sentient Trash going to be in a little bit of trouble, but a good Flash is going to get him out of the Cataclysm.
Yeah, not much going to come of this other than Alawi is getting grouped, and Gwen we see running straight to the top lane.
We got Elder coming up under a minute.
No critical summoners burned there, I think. Just the flash on Sentient Trash, which, Xin has a dash. It's not going to be that bad.
Yeah, but 40 seconds and you've got 2 people top lane. Granted, you probably have to respond to this Gwen.
All the Ornn items have come in other than support, but I don't think Soraka cares too much.
Oh,
so-
that's a huge upgrade, I think.
it's a big buff for because the gold is pretty even, but those Ornn items I think they're about what 1,000 gold value per item.
There is quite a good amount of stat value there in this champion.
Rabadon is completed for Gwen. I do not think Gwen can even be looked at in the side lane. Is there an Elder for Nexus trade in our future?
Maybe.
I don't know if Gwen has it in it, but I will say, at this point, I don't think Beefy Burrito is getting out of this side lane.
Zin's out doing red buff with Elder spawning.
So they're just giving it.
Might have, yeah, wow.
I don't know if they
Good
didn't
call
know or
by
if they just.
Starsurge.
I think you go. You just go all day.
Yeah, well done by Starsurge, just starting it right away.
Yeah, Baron can work. You have time for a push after that, and a Doom push for End could be an option.
Absolutely. You are
I think
wearing.
Subhuman just chose to give it up because they didn't want to make that Elder for Nexus trade. The side lane pressure from Gwen just a little bit too strong.
Yeah, and this is the incredible decision that you have in these like. How do I actually get into a position to ward an objective, deal with a side lane threat, and not lose the game for my team? You know?
Yeah, now they're in an even tougher spot, obviously, with Baron and Elder. That Gwen's gonna go bot lane. There's gonna be 4 mid, and I don't know how you don't get triple inhibbed here.
We get one more fight, and then the game ends.
Gwen is going top. They're gonna send Echo to the bot lane. I mean, Echo might be able to get that bot turret though himself. Echo will be one-shotting turrets at this point, even though I think he's done a good job to stabilize and provide value.
Oh, 100%. And I think the really crazy thing that really sucks for Subhuman is that you need Alawi matching the Gwen, I think, just because it's so difficult to get position on the map without your Orin in front of your carry and your pretty squishy Soraka.
And again, after the early Rookern by Alawi, she spec'd into 2 armor items, so I think Gwen rips right through her.
Yeah, I don't know how much more MR helps against Gwen, given
I don't think I think it's Gwen's
but it's just
very
difficult.
strong. Echo,
Yeah.
they do have the 1-3-1 set up perfectly.
Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. It's all gonna come down, I think, to either a solo kill in a side lane, which we might see, or just a massive Jarvan engage with a 3
You
or
see
4.
when Gwen actually did get her soul taken, it's not as easy. So
Yeah.
Alawi can still outplay it.
The inhibitors are falling.
Yeah, that's one. Maybe bot next. Did bot already go? No.
No, bot is the only inhib. Bot and top actually are both alive, but surely not for long. Synergensis taking the damage. Synergensis forced to flash away, but the needlework's coming through, and the Elder buff procs. Coming through now, the Cataclysm comes through, the Ornhorn not able to be thrown back. Christian Bros 2K taken very, very low, but this is the last turret. Syndicale, no mercy. Hit the Nexus.
And we get a 3-game series.
Hey, not bad. That looked dire in the early game. I think there were 3 kills in the mid lane off of a like sort of botched play into a massive rotation. From the side of Subhuman Resources. Really resilient play is what I'll say for Starsurge. Really resilient.
Really, really clean, controlled gameplay out of them.
Yeah, they understood very well what their mission had to be, right? They got their Xayah ahead in the early game. They used that start that I think they might have been going for in game 1, but had the execution with the Jarvan in game 2 for. And then they transition that plan into just kind of, I almost want to say stall tactics to get their side lane threat going. But it works.
Definitely. I think Subhuman was definitely more on a timer that game. I think they wanted those Ornn items to save them in the late game, but fortunately just wasn't enough. Too clean by Starsurge.
Yeah, I mean, we're happy to watch that 3rd game. And you mentioned it earlier.
Excited.
We are all eyes on this draft. What is the switch up? How are things going to go? We saw a lot of picks that were super influential, a lot of picks that haven't seen the draft yet because they've been banned every game.
Does Subhuman go back to blue side, do we think?
Absolutely. I think absolutely.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Both teams don't really seem to care about the solo lane counter pick either. I mean, they're just blind picking all over the place.
Yeah,
So,
they're at the very least early drafting tops,
yeah.
and totally okay with it. I mean, Subhuman has been Ornn into Gwen 2 games in a row, and they're apparently very pleased with how that's going. So
It
Yeah, one
does.
of you said, I don't remember which one of you said it, but you said that they had a good read when they blind pick Gwen on the top lane champ pool, or what they prefer to play,
yeah,
I guess, on Subhuman, and I think you hit that nail on the head for
it's one of
sure.
those LBLCS things. These teams get to know each other. They see what's going on game to game. Um, not just with their direct opponents, but when people play each other in weeks where they're not playing this team, they're like, oh, what did they pick?
Yeah, and it is going to be Subhuman Resources taking the blue side back.
Yeah, this is I think the expected result. What I am not sure what to expect from is the ban phase, because my opinion is Karma is probably going to go. I would not be surprised to see a Gwen ban even in the early stages. And this is going to open up things like Ari that we talked about. It's going to open up kind of other OP picks that might slip through the cracks just because we're picking Gwen and Karma, you know?
Yeah, no, I definitely want to see. I'm sure there's some of these are some one trick bans like the Ashe and Thresh, but I want to see a big shakeup in the draft, to be honest.
Yeah, and if those are getting through, it's time for the players that have made a name on those champions, apparently from the draft, right, to show why that is. And I love to see that, because that's how we get random copy pastas about like Mama's sauce boy on his Caitlyn, and stuff like that.
Definitely. I'm very, very much looking forward to this gameplay draft. Or we might get the Salty run back. It's been known to happen. But I think we've got to see a red side Karma ban. I think we have to.
Yeah, ain't no way that shit's getting through. ain't no way at all. We could use a little room and spectate, guys.
Yeah, I can't get into spectate. Oh, there, I'm in there now. Nice.
It's all messed up. Everybody's out of place.
I might join a team and play. Honestly, it's
I'm just gonna stay here.
making
Yeah.
me miss me, making me miss my games.
Mm-hmm.
We had a battle this week. Actually, my team did. It's good games.
All right. Well, into game 3 here. Excited for the draft. I'm gonna grab some water real quick.
Good call. Yeah, I've about ran out of the beverage of choice as well, so obviously chat, we're sponsored by Coriander, the local beer company.
Got a whole bottle of coriander wine.
Right? Yes. That's what they make wine now.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta spoil a new product launch, okay? It happens.
Oh shit, did we spoil it?
No, I'm pretty sure they did that when they accidentally left it uncorked while they were aging it.
Hey, Buggle, that wasn't me, okay?
Desley
You can't blame me for this one.
Desley36 in chat wants a Kiana pick into Karma, but I don't know. I think you
Kiana?
got to be a damn good Kiana to win that matchup.
That is such a Kiana is such an insane champion if you're good. And every time I see it, it feels like just raw ego, But
Yeah,
it's
that
freaking
matchup.
cool when they can do it. Like,
I was an avid Kiana fan when she came out. I have about 100k on her, and I am so unbelievably bad at the champion. I would never even consider picking it in LBLCS. So she's definitely just so hard. They made her a lot. I stopped playing her after they took off the auto aim on her EQ, which is disappointing.
you were an auto aim fan?
Yeah, well, because remember if you EQ'd someone, the Q would follow them, even if they flashed or Ezreal or whatever, and then they removed it.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. objectively good call.
Oh no! I wasn't saying that. No, it was a good change for sure. But that's when I stopped playing her.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's when her again. I don't have the hands to play that. I'm getting old nowadays.
Okay.
Can't be playing Kiana.
Are you trying to say Neferi doesn't have high mechanical
No,
skill
not
cap?
at all. No.
Wow.
It's funny. Neferi definitely not mechanically challenging at all, but I think people underestimate how people say she's like brain dead easy. I wouldn't say that. I think you gotta
There
have
it is.
game
First-hand
knowledge to play her.
experience.
There it is.
Oh, the
Karma
Gwen
ban.
and the Karma
Gwen ban.
Both of them. That's both of them.
That opens
So
up a
we've got
number of
Ashe
AD
and
carries.
Thresh. Yeah, all the stuff we saw
Oh, and an
Ezreal,
orange.
Ashe, we saw Thresh, we saw Zeri. All that stuff was banned before, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just blew one
So-
Zen again, you think?
I
That's what
could
they did
see
game
it.
one.
Seems like a good pick.
What's open that they? Yeah, I like Zen. I think that
Mhm.
makes sense. Kaisa also makes some sense to me.
Thresh was getting banned.
Thresh.
Recently. Yep, there's the Thresh. Thresh was
Okay.
getting banned.
There is a really strong way to play against this, but it has been years since this champion was relevant, so I don't know if Starsurge is aware. That's one way to do it. That is one way to do it.
Morgana.
Morgana.
So Thresh doesn't afford you any engage. It's kind of a bait when people think, "Oh, I'll just hook him," you know. This
Ooh,
can
Jog
be
goes
good.
locked in
there's that
instead.
steal away.
So they're keeping some things in mind. Zinjo's fine here.
Lux.
Is another great idea. So
Locked.
if you don't get engaged from support, you can just outrange bot.
Yeah, I like Lux a lot more than I like Morgana. I think she's just not in a great spot right now. Because I think Thresh he can take his hook after Morgana E's, right? Doesn't stop him from continuing.
No,
I think he
it
can
doesn't
still-
stop him. It
he can
just
still
does nothing.
fly in. It just
Yeah.
doesn't like. Ooh,
It's usually
Vi?
bad.
Doesn't see
Vi? Yeah! Okay, Vi's gonna be picked up. Listen, this champ, permaband.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say, are we Vi fans in here? Who's excited to see a
Okay,
Vi? That's
listen, I
crazy.
might be a little bit of a Vi one trick in solo queue. Okay?
Oh no.
I might be a little bit of a Vi one trick.
I like
Very
the
excited
pick as a
for this
pick.
champ. There's
You know,
there's some crazy high elo Korean Vi players who play like really, really variable builds. Like I've seen Heartsteel Vi. Now, I'm not expecting that this game, but I'm just saying.
no shot. Okay, comment
I'm
here.
curious to see the Lissandra blind. It was banned.
They've overdone it. There's too much lockdown for a single target right now. I think Lissandra might have been a mistake. Now, I like the vibe because you do have Lux already selected, which hints at probably just straight up to long-range immobile backliners. And you're looking for that dive, that engage that I was saying Thresh doesn't give you. I just don't think you want it from your mid lane on B3, right?
I think
So maybe there's
I
a
don't,
read. Maybe it's Lux mid.
I don't know if
I don't know.
Starsurge plays it, but this looks like a crazy good Swain game.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots of dive. Yeah.
Counter dive, range, all those things are good. Renekton blind feels not amazing, but
Now,
man, I don't know.
if I'm being honest here, Lissandra doesn't really seem like a Synergenesis champion.
It
That
could
was-
be.
Yeah,
Well,
was
it
one
can't
of the
be
cha-
support.
he played at their last matchup and was deathless in a win. But again, I don't know him too well. I don't know his entire player profile, but he's breaking out a lot of picks. I think a blind Lissandra is a bold choice. So
You know what the weird thing is? They have like 0 damage, and we just saw 2 tank bans from Starsurge. Like,
Speed
there's
of
a
the
Swain.
Swain, they're gonna pick it away
love
here.
it. Dude, they're listening.
Dude, what do
Love
they
the
have to
Swain
pick here to deal with this? Like,
So you need an 80 carry, preferably one that's safe. Zaya and Ezreal. Zaya's banned. Oh, they banned both of those.
yeah, you're right though. Those ideally, I think, are what they go for, or like Jinx
Poppy?
again, or some hyper carry. Like, they need damage really badly here. Like,
gotta be Poppy.
I am not kidding when I say they have no fucking no damage
Yeah,
at all.
I struggled to see how Poppy functions.
I mean, you can
Yeah,
go
Renekton in a
more
vacuum, but
high damage Vi, like speaking of Eclipse builds, Eclipse Vi is quite good. You could also technically go crit Vi. Jinx is a lot of
Jinx,
damage.
that's good. I like that. Caitlyn, obviously a good pairing with Lux.
yeah,
I think it's
Caitlyn
going to be
Lux.
strong in this lane. This seems fine.
I really
Yeah.
like Starsurge's draft here.
Well,
They have the
then
same
it's
problem.
time to put your money where your mouth is.
Oh, yeah,
Schmeckle predictions going
I'll
live.
go all in. I'm going all in on Starsurge this game. I like the draft.
You know what? Shit, I'm going all in on Subhuman. I like Starsurge's draft. They have the same problem that they've had in previous games where engage is a bit low, you know?
I guess, but their Subhuman's gonna be engaging into them.
Probably.
They're just gonna get disengaged by Swain Zin.
There
Like,
is the possibility that they do the same thing they did in game 1, which is just let Carly Slay Jepsen farm for 35 minutes and then have one good team fight on Jinx and absolutely blow the game open.
Jinx is gonna need to get ahead if they want to kill a Swain ever.
I don't think so. I think you farm for 35 minutes and you've got exactly enough items to kill everyone. Because the other thing is you never access the Jinx, right? You have a lot of actual like peel and frontline, so your Jinx is going to stay pretty safe. And you have CCs to deny things like the Lux or the Caitlyn from getting damage off, even if you get a CC on the Jinx.
We must all make our choices.
You bring up good points for sure. We'll see. Both games have been so close on the gold graph all game, so
Yeah, it's
definitely
going
a
to be
banger series.
It's going to be a different tale in the mid lane, is my prediction, though. My true prediction is that this time, Swain is going to get the better of the mid matchup, given the matchup. I think this is the end of the run for Synergenesis.
We did finally see some counter picks on red side, which I appreciate. Thank you, Starsurge, for that. 'Cause I do think Lysandra struggles into Swain.
Yeah, it's like a twofold problem, right? It's like a little bit of a range thing, but also like I'm an engager with a lockdown ability ×2, and you are gonna tank it all. You know?
Yeah. Lysandra can get away from his ult, which is really nice with her E, obviously. So if you I think teams struggle to play around Swain ult a lot. I see it in all levels of play, but definitely if you can't get away from that Swain ult, he just wins. So
Yeah,
if
and
Lysandra can play around that, might be okay.
I'm interested to see what Synergenesis's build will be on the Lysandra, because I think the obvious choices are like Malignance and some of the more common items we see in the meta. And they do a lot of damage.
I agree, but I think from what I've seen from Sygenesis, I'm thinking there's gonna be a Rabadons in that Lysandra build.
Yeah, they might need it though, right? Like
No,
the
I
damage
think
is
they will.
yeah, so that could be the right call, and that might color and change what I'm thinking of for like late game prospects, how their damage profile looks.
Absolutely. I'm so fascinated to see how this game 3 will go. I'm really excited to see how Synergenesis is going to play this Lysandra. It's going to be...
You know what I'll say?
Vi is a good champion.
I didn't expect this draft.
Vi is a balanced champion. Vi actually needs buffs.
This is crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah, that's insanity.
Yeah, I think we talked a lot about like what do we expect to see coming forward in game 3. We talked a lot about what bans we were expecting to see, and I think we saw them. But what do you guys actually think of these picks, like coming out of left field a little bit?
From what I've seen from the bot lane, I think from the bot lane so far, I think Starsurge's bot lane. I think if Zinzao camps bot lane, I think it's gonna be really rough for Jinx Thresh to scale up against Caitlyn Lux. They don't have those Ornn items to fall back on that they had the first 2 games.
Yeah, but how different is this? Like we see the Zinzao now going to be paired up with the Skate Lux. Last game, we obviously saw the Jarvan get that early gank off on the bottom lane. That setup is a lot easier to pull off. Kate Lux are going to have a big advantage in this matchup. I'm 100% sure of that. So I think we might be able to expect to see that again. Some early pressure on the bot side.
I think either way
It
we
seems
will.
that they were prepared for the Thresh. I know they banded away the first 2 games, but Caitlyn Lux, it's gonna be hard to play Thresh into that. We'll see if he can. I'm assuming he's a one trick. I actually have no idea. Or maybe not a one trick, but a Thresh connoisseur might be better phrasing.
Once you
Parking it.
start playing in this league, there's no way to stay at one trick.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's poor phrasing on my part. Again, I don't even know. I have no idea.
Are there any
I saw that.
foot-shaped waffle makers?
That's a good.
Uh,
Listen, Less Force. No, Less Force. That's an important question.
Does LeChance have an alt account for Chance? What's going on here?
Foot-shaped waffle. I see football-shaped waffle.
Okay, it's close. Not the same.
Okay, Parkinit does have 1.6 million points on Thresh. So
Oh.
we'll say Thresh
Yeah.
connoisseur. Thresh connoisseur. So we'll see if he's familiar with playing into this Kate Lux. See what he can do.
I mean, I'm a Nami one trick. I don't even have a third that many points.
I'm
excited that they let it through.
I'm not seeing a foot-shaped waffle maker. We have to get one custom commissioned, I think.
It can't be that hard.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of a one trick myself. My highest mastery champ is under 200k. I'm not even a roll one trick. I've played like 3 rolls over the years.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
occasionally get forced into the top lane against my will.
I've been a jungle main longer than I was a mid main, but
Trawsome J, thank you for the subscription to fund the waffle maker.
He's subbed.
In the meantime, I think we can get you some foot-shaped pancakes if you go to the Denny's in Vermont. Talk to our buddy Todd. He'll fix them up for you nice and tight.
Just don't ask them how they get that shape.
Yeah. That's a need-to-know basis on that one.
Yeah. Oh shit! Did we pay out the schmecks? Did I lose all my money again?
I mean, we paid them out and then we started the new bet, and then the new bet closed. Did you lose all your money?
I don't know.
Didn't you say you went all in on this game, right?
That was
Didn't you
this
go all in
game.
on Subhuman?
Yeah, we're good. Okay, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win big.
All
I
right.
think I'm broke. I don't know.
You're broke, huh?
Yeah.
I thought you had an angel investor.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know any angels.
Do you know any investors?
Yeah.
Did any of them?
I give
you...
most of my money to like 3 of them.
No, so no one recently gave you a large cash injection.
Don't know what that means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't really know how that stuff works. I don't know, it just kind of goes out there into space and, floats around or whatever people do with money.
Is this a wine grape making waffle mix? Nope. Angel investor sounds like some sort of Schmecklegate reference. No, not a Schmecklegate reference.
I didn't understand any of that.
Mighty has this weird thing where he likes to pretend he can't hear the word Schmecklegate. So if you ever want to compliment him, because he really hates compliments,
Stop it. Stop.
go ahead and say the Mighty Fool was really, really smart when he did Schmecklegate.
But that doesn't feel like a compliment at all.
Oh, so you heard that?
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Hmm?
You said I was really, really smart, and then I just kind of blacked out.
Oh yeah, sure. The Mighty Fool is a really solid support player and just a wonderful friend, all told. Quite good at squad too. If you ever want to play squad,
That's true,
Schmecklegate.
though. I'll take that one.
Okay, first blood, easy peasy onto parking it in the
What?
tri bush and finding his death.
What time are we at?
Oh, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112,
Are you good, bro?
113,
Yeah, no, I'm good. I got.
Goodbye.
He's counting for you.
I like the Dracula voice.
That's the count.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It sounds like what's that
Who
movie? Hotel
is-
Transylvania. It sounds like the character from that.
I don't know what you mean. Pause.
Pause.
Oh man.
His name's the Count. He's from Donut Land, actually. Don't worry about it. He's a relative of the Count from Sesame Street. Who, by the way, speaking of actually, according to an internal style guide, the Count from Sesame Street is not fully a vampire, but is vampire-like.
Like a
Interesting.
ghast or a ghoul or something.
I've learned a lot.
It just says, the internal style guide just says vampire-like. That's all it says.
That's sus. That's like more sus than just calling out regular vampire. Right?
Listen, I don't make the rules.
That's like some vampire at like a high level of their like organization is saying vampires aren't real.
Vampires
And
aren't
why are
real.
they saying that? What are they hiding?
Vampires aren't real.
Do you really believe that?
The Count believes that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. He's a vamp fanboy? What does that mean?
A summoner has disconnected.
Okay. A little bit of a DC action.
This is good. This is what needed to happen. I'll say the one good thing about this DC is that Stormtech is actually starting a camp solo. So, like, I mean, maybe that actually hurts the clear more. if anything
Raptor
goes
solo
wrong.
on Raptor solo on Zen is
Not the easiest.
not the most fun clear in the whole entire world.
They had a really good pause actually to like save this because this could be really bad. Stormtech is actually at full HP and probably did start the camp looking at. Well, yeah, they'd be 2 seconds behind if they didn't actually start the camp, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, this is a good pause. Well timed.
I do have some bad news for that Jinx Thresh though. The Caitlyn was able to back and get a longsword, so the tough lane
and
did get harder.
This was gonna be bad either.
Yeah, and play will
Yeah.
resume in 0.
But no flash on Lux, so Thresh might be able to capitalize on that, especially if Vi is pathing down. Might get an
Probably
early
not.
fight. Mine says play will resume in 0.
Yeah, it's doing that. This is normal, and we're here. We're alive.
Okay, we're good now.
Are we live? Or
I'm
We are
live. Yeah,
live. Yeah, we're
139.
live. Yep.
40.
We are at the same time,
Yeah.
my friend. All right. Well, I can't wait to see what Synergenesis is cooking here. As 3 out of 4 summoners on Starsurge Galaxy will prefer Conquerors.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the Caitlyn does as well, because I know there's a few different camps for builds there. Beefy Burrito is not in good shape. Didn't win the level 2.
No, Beefy Burrito not on his beefy boy, the Ornn.
Oh, crazy.
Oof.
That's just not a good flash.
Unfortunately, Caitlyn Lux, the Starsurge seems to put a lot of value on the fake leash, but when you're Caitlyn Lux and you got first blood, I think you don't fake leash. I think you tell your jungler that you're not leashing and you go get lane prio.
When you're under tower and you have cleanse, you don't need to flash the hook either. Like,
Yeah. Cleanse is I always tell, like, Cleanse is a weird summoner spell. I don't usually
I
like
think
taking
Ghost
it because
is very
I'm
good
not
right
a
now.
when I'm not a Masters level player, I don't know. The value I get out of Cleanse is so low compared to any other summoner spell. Not a fan. But both
Man.
ADCs have it.
A lot of ADCs these days just go Ghost. Like for the reposition, it's just so much stronger.
Hey, so do you guys think I should let Sammy make the Count's voice sexier?
Like, how do you mean? Like with like surgery? Or
Yeah, that's what he says. He says he can make his voice sexier with surgery.
I don't like that. It's Sammy is kind of I feel like lost some trust here as a medical professional when
He
dealing
did
with
kidnap the Count.
people. Yeah, when dealing with people like the Count. And I think that
Oh,
I
Beefy
just-
Burrito has to flash out.
as a friend, I can't condone that. You know?
Gotcha. We are going to see a little bit of a tussle in the bot lane. Vi going for the lane gank. Jin Zhao coming along outside.
We knew there was going to be a party here. Hopefully Zin stays around.
Yep, so just sitting in that dot.
Really good positioning by
Ooh,
someone.
flash forward stun, but Beefy Burrito's going to be fine.
As expected.
Yeah, not that didn't look that
This is a
good.
thick wave, but Vi's going to
Yeah,
be charging. He's
Vi
able to
got
find the
a
Q
huge
onto Christian,
wave.
but the flash play is going to land. And now the cleanse going to come through from Carly, Slay, Jepsen, Christian Bro, 2K, going to be incredibly low. The flash forward's going to be it, but now Storm Tech doing so much damage. Lantern out. 80 carry, traded for 80 carry, but Storm Tech's not done. Storm Tech goes in further, but Sentient Trash knocks him back.
Okay. Both junglers did what they needed to do.
But this wave.
Yeah, much
And-
better for Starsurge.
Caitlyn gets
Got
both the kills.
and doesn't miss the wave. Yeah.
Yeah, huge outcome there, and it looks like it's going to result in the 10 CS lead as well.
Yep.
Most of this wave will probably be dead to turret.
Really huge by Parker on the Thresh burning that Caitlyn flash because they definitely don't kill the Caitlyn if she has flash up.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, a kind of awkward mistake earlier. Is punishing them now, but a good call from the Vi to take that lane gank.
Ooh, the tables are turning a little bit. Synergenesis is doing a lot of damage, but Christian Bro's roaming up from the bot side.
Hello?
The flash out, the 50 caliber net. One more might do it.
That
But-
Caitlyn's level 3, dude. What are you doing in mid?
If I'm Lissandra, I am fuming.
Hey, that's honestly, you're happy if you're Lissandra because what happened to my CS lead, bro, in bot lane? Carly Slay Jepsen is up CS, crashing a wave in a turret now.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think Caitlyn missed too much though.
Huh?
Yeah, because
We'll see.
she gets the whole wave. She missed 2 minions.
Yeah, it's cannon wave as well. That's actually good timing.
Harley Slay Jepsen, though, is going to be able to
Oh,
pick
she's
up
gonna
that
miss
plate.
cannon for that auto! Oh no! That auto on Jinx could not have been worth it.
Mistakes have been made.
Hey,
Unlucky.
and to their credit, it's game 3 in what I imagine is a pretty important series given the standings we looked at earlier. So nerves can play a factor here. I think the guys in this game might be more nervous in this game than in game 1.
I think Syndic Hale was very much considering a solo dive there, but wasn't quite sure on it.
Ultimate available, but no flash
think he
might have been the
could've.
killer there. Yeah.
Yeah, but Poppy didn't have W because Poppy burned the W right before the wave got there.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
he
this-
goes for it on
may
this
be
one.
doable.
Oh, okay. I think he has to now.
Yeah, now it's
He
a
doesn't
play.
know where jungler is, but I want to
Yeah,
see
they are
it.
doing
I was going to find a good
dragon
chunk of
ghost.
damage on the Synergenesis, but Synergenesis is going to play the counter shot. Jumps out with the Pows, flashes forward, uses the Demonic Ascension
Nice
Burst,
flash.
is looking for the
Well
revenge.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
that's
Well
huge.
played by Paz. That's the problem. Right
Not
there,
bad.
Lissandra doesn't have the damage. Lissandra does not have the damage to kill.
yeah, and I think it's a bit strange taking the electrocute here. You're just never gonna get to actually use that in this lane, right?
She probably procced it there, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it just doesn't do that much.
Only the third game I've watched of the subhuman resources mid laner, but he seems to like going full damage. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it here as well.
Very aggressive playstyle.
Brilliant.
Again, we've talked about how their draft kind of does lack damage, so I don't hate seeing that. I don't really see it being useful against the Swain.
Site Genesis. I'll get it. Surely I'll figure it out by the end of the game 3 here.
Just make something up.
Yeah, just say whatever comes to your mind. It's a time-honored tradition for casters here at the low-budget LCS. It goes all the way back to LeChance.
I remember LeChance.
Paz might be in a little bit of trouble. Is going to be knocked back here. Does not have the Mnemonic Ascension. Assault and Battery going to be committed. The passives are proccing. One more might get it. Paz incredibly low. Auto under the turret. Gets to stay alive.
Elite damage calculation there by Paz. Really well played.
It's a difficult spot to be in for the side of subhuman resources.
Oh, the jukes are. Oh, Lux tanked it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Respect the try by Carly Slay Jepsen to go for the base ultimate.
No, that's the move because like bot lane is a little difficult to hit champions right now. So.
Oh, the hook's gonna land there on the Christian Bros 2K, and now the auto's coming through. Carly Slay Jepsen set up by parking it.
There's the caster curse.
There we go. That's the curse we're talking about.
Now Storm Tech looking up here. And Carly Slay Jepsen
huge
just...
wave missed as well. Double
Bonk.
stack.
Pretty diveable. He's not gonna go for it.
Unfortunately, I appreciate the roams out of Kitsune here, but Lux abandoning the Caitlyn, I think is
It's wrong.
unfortunate. Because again, you pick Caitlyn Lux to win the 2v2 lane, and I think the Lux is proactively trying to match the Thresh, but Thresh was not in fact roaming. So well played by parking it.
You know what I will say for it is that they want to get top ahead because it's the only lane that I think actually gets like seriously impacted by a deficit in the early game. Although yeah, Jinx getting ahead would be bad too.
Yeah, I saw Jinx being ahead is the only way they kill Swain ever, I think.
We're going to say big root up here. Synergenesis.
Well done.
Going to stay alive for a little bit longer, but not going to be long for the world. Now we're going to see a little 1v1 versus the 80 carry. Little gold difference.
How did you miss?
Yeah.
Sentient
Wait,
Trash
how did
going
that
in,
miss?
flashing away. Is going to be in a little trouble parking. It's here, but it's not going to be enough.
Bad respect.
Sentient.
Beefy Bean Burrito stays alive.
Sentient Trash does not like his objectives being taken. He wanted the perfect record over this 3-game series.
And I feel
I mean,
his pain.
Fortunately, didn't pay
Oh,
off.
flash forward stun, instantly dead.
No.
Cynicale going to be flayed back into the turret, parking it.
Ooh, I really am not sure about the value the Thresh got out of the flash into KS there. Because that kill was going to Poppy.
I tell you what's worse is that he lives on 1 HP. Thresh goes for the kill after without flashing. Doesn't have the damage to actually get it, and then dies
Ooh,
through it.
Synergenesis might be in a little bit of trouble. Does manage to dodge
There's an
that
argument
binding.
for that. But I don't know.
I'm speaking from experience here.
That Thresh flash is surely quite valuable.
Ah. Although he didn't take Hex Slash, so there's that.
All right, Storm Tech.
Which is a bit surprising.
Yeah.
Farm it, bro.
I mean, I would have done it.
No,
Yeah,
I will-
what I'll say for the strategy here is I like that they're making some plays on the top side from the Starsurge side. You want to see this Renekton get ahead into the Poppy matchup as well so that you have that side lane pressure that we've seen be so important in the series.
Yeah. Interesting to see his Mythic start to... Ooh, another hook's going to land there on a Kitsune. Flash out of the box, but it's not going to matter. Carly Slay Jepsen gets taken pretty low, but Thresh does a good job tanking the ace in the hole.
We can see why that Thresh was being banned. Definitely.
It's pretty good. he's hitting hooks.
That 1.6 million coming in clutch.
Yeah. Looks like it might be a little bit bot versus mid, which is a dynamic we've seen before, but normally it has been swapped between the teams. This game, POWs is finding a return to form, a revenge game, as it were. Vi going to be caught up a little bit here, but Thresh Hook is going to land. Q pop.
They do not have the damage
Here
to kill that Swain. They
comes
do not.
Lissandra. Swain pops the Demonic Ascension, and so much damage goes on to the team. Hook lands, but the Swain pick
is
here
so
is
1v9 this
so
game.
huge.
Oh, whoa, he's hitting every E as well.
Yeah, and a huge item
Oh.
completion came in before this. That Malignance is proccing on that Swainer. So that really contributing to the damage output. And I think just straight up a bad call to go for that fight from
Definitely,
Subhuman
because
Resources.
they needed a stall for Carly Slay Jepsen. As we said, all their gold has gone on to that Jinx, and she was not there.
Yeah, the upside is Jinx is like premier late game scaling AD carry. So if they manage to get to a point where they've got a couple dragons back and they can go for a later one, it might go completely the other way. Might be absolutely one-sided. Jinx is huge. But the dragon stacking starting to be a big threat.
Good little counter route there from Kitsune.
Parkinet can miss. We've seen it.
Can happen. It can happen. We do have a couple of Malignance buys coming out here. So the item is seeing its sunshine yet again.
Yeah, not surprised to see it on Lissandra.
We're going to see another engage in the mid lane here. Pause does use the Demonic Ascension. Is a decent amount of damage coming through here. Vi does not yet have the item.
No.
Pause going incredibly low. But it is a disaster. You gotta
Near
gank
1v2.
another lane.
Just
Pause.
no damage at all to kill the Swain. They just, the Swain was such an Exodia pick here. I'm so glad the Starsurge picked it.
Yeah, so a little context here. I actually play Lissandra support a fair bit. I go Malignance into full tank because the point is never damage with this champion.
When your Lissandra has to spec in a damage,
Oh,
never
good
gonna-
hook
Another
again from
hook.
Parkinet. But a little bit of trouble. Parkinet's going to go down. And Carly Slay Jepsen's going to have to be careful. The Q lands!
Ooh.
Christian Bros 2K.
Okay.
Nice turnaround. And that Caitlyn is starting to get to that point where items are getting completed. You get a little bit ahead on Caitlyn and you can take a mile. I mean, it's one of those champions where you knock down turrets really fast, very safe to siege. You're pretty hard to kill. So we'll see. We'll see if they can kind of abuse that early game advantage before you hit the mid game lull, which I think is a constant factor for Caitlyn builds.
This is why I was so excited for the Game 3 draft, because you really see Starsurge branching out into much more of a team fighting based comp rather than the split push, which they've been going for.
Yeah, and even still, they've gone for Renekton, which gives them a lot of options, I think.
Definitely. Renekton's, I think, very strong again. Always kind of a pro play staple, but I think definitely coming back into the meta here pretty rapidly.
Yeah. Herald going to be used here on the bot tower, corralling the members
is
of
here.
Subhuman Resources. How's so much damage. It will be hooked, though. This could be potentially bad. Ultimate from Lux, though, going to come over the top. Won't matter. His ultimate battery is going to be committed. The Super Mega Death Rocket is going to be able to find it. Jinx goes excited. But can they find much more?
I'm curious that Pao couldn't get his ultimate off. I
Just
guess
didn't
maybe
use
just
it.
a
Sandra
CPU
coming through.
off.
The CC
Yeah.
underneath the turret is going to be absolutely massive. Storm Tech going to be the next target. Carly Slay Jepsen doing so much damage. Subhuman Resources strike
Hey.
back hard.
Jinx got
That's an
excited.
angle. That's an angle right there. All
Oh,
right.
definitely. Unfortunately, I think that's the one thing Starsurge needed to avoid, really. I think the only way they lose this game is that Jinx.
Yeah, you just don't give Jinx like 3.5k gold or whatever
Oh
in a
my
fight.
goodness, yeah.
That would be bad.
Jinx is now the richest individual on the Rift, as it were.
Unfortunate by Pals.
Just when you
to
thought
not
it
be
was
able to
safe
get that ult off.
to go back to the bot lane.
I think Pao, at the point where they could get the ultimate off, was thinking that the fight would get disengaged. They saw Storm Tech, had the ultimate on, could walk out, and it just did not happen because all that
Yeah.
lockdown came in.
I think he's just being a little bit greedy on a 45-second cooldown, you know?
Absolutely. You have Malignance, you should be
Yeah.
casting R.
you got a 1,000 gold shutdown or something close. Just pop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And I'm sure they'll be regretting that decision into the next team fight where hopefully they will be putting that ultimate to good use.
Yeah, but again, now Jinx has 2 items. Again,
Oh, the
Swain
danger
was
levels.
unkillable. Yeah, Swain was
Yeah.
unkillable. He is no longer unkillable if that Jinx is hitting him.
Yeah, there are real danger levels now. You have to pay attention to exactly what is killing you in these team fights, and it's usually just a CC into Jinx autos.
Absolutely, positively. We're going to see the setup here around this Drake fight. Synergenesis are going to be about half HP.
We do
And
see
what's
the
interesting
front lines
is
colliding.
Subhuman still does have objective bounties as well. Could be a big gold swing.
6K
This is-
dropping.
We've seen a lot of
YQ
Drake
going to be
stacks.
charged. Will be thrown onto Syndicale here. Ultimate immediately going to the backline, but there's not too much follow-up. Pow's holding off Carly Slay Jepson, but Pow's is going low. Will be taken down. Jinx gets excited. Stormtech now looking for the damage. Stormtech does not have the Crescent Guard available. A beautiful hook coming in
Jinx
from
is
parking it. Jinx
playing
is
beautifully.
throwing it. Synergenesis is still alive, but the Dragon will eventually fall. Synergenesis is going to be able to E over the wall. Subhuman Resources so close there, but just couldn't quite get over the edge.
I got a bone to pick with how Powers played that fight. Because Powers is so strong in this game. And that felt like the Powers that, you know, wasn't having a fun lane and wanted to play for their AD carry. And it works. Caitlyn's huge, and they got what they needed out of the fight. But I don't want to see that. I want to see Powers coming into their own, absolutely dominating, and not making some sacrificial play to get some damage down
Yeah,
in
he
zone.
kind of went to 1v3 like he did the last Dragon fight, but unfortunately, Jinx was actually here for this one, and with a lot more gold, so he did not live forever. I really want to see a Zhonya's third out of Swain. I really, really hope to see a Zhonya's third out of Swain, and I think that'll be huge value.
Yeah, big agree. And I like the itemization so far. I mean, not only are these really good Swain items, but they're very cheap. So you're getting a ton of bang for your buck. Early 2-item completion well ahead of Lissandra means a ton in terms of making that advantage, that lead that you've built, really effective.
And Lissandra going the kind of Sygenesis taking the route that Powers has taken in these past couple of games, getting that heel cut, playing a little bit more supportive. You know you're going to bring value to a fight as Lissandra, so...
Yeah, we do see that already picked up by Poppy and Lissandra. Great itemization against basically the entire top side from Starsurge.
3 sources of heal cut coming in between last fight and the next fight for Subhuman, so they're paying the Swain tax.
I don't like seeing it on the Jinx. I think that's
Yeah, I
damage.
completely agree. Completely agree.
I was not going to be in a lot of trouble. Probably able to just walk out of this one. You see a lot of members are grouping around the mid lane. This Baron play is looking dicey for either side as the collapse coming through to the mid lane.
Yep, on the way ping's going to be used. Synergenesis not quite available.
There is quite a
Syndicale.
lot of pick potential for Subhuman with Vi and Lissandra.
Yeah, they just need to bite on a target that they can actually kill, which is going to be a little bit more difficult to find than you'd expect, although I actually think Syndicale is one of those targets.
Yeah.
Swain has TP. He can match Lissandra pretty fine in the bot lane, should be able to. But they might lose this objective bounty, I think. He might not get there in time.
Yeah. Burning down,
Come on.
4 grubs helping him tick away.
They were
Drops
playing a
to
little bit
City.
too heavy for Baron vision control to not start it. I think if you're going to do that and you know you're going to lose bot tier 1 anyway, I think you just got to start it. I think you got to get the Lissandra TP out. You don't need to finish it. You don't need to fight, but got to get something, I think.
You need commitment.
Yeah, they're in a weird spot.
moving well. Hook does not land.
Well, because they played for all that vision and they have Caitlyn and they have Caitlyn traps, but they just think they did everything right except start hitting the Baron.
Yeah, I'll never blame a team in a game 3 of what I think is a pretty important series for being a little bit timid. But I agree with what you're saying. I
Very
think that
fair.
the right call would have been to make a decisive play there.
And unfortunately, Swain did complete his 3rd item component, and it is unfortunately not Zhonya's.
Yeah, it
Not a
will be
bad item
upping the
on
damage.
Swain. Yeah, not a bad item on Swain for sure, but
So
that
it's a
Zhonya's would have
question
given
of
him so much zone control in these fights.
it's a question of how much safety you actually need from your itemization, because we've said it before, we'll say it again, I'm sure. The damage output isn't that high that you're having to deal with. So armor would be a big component. I'd almost want to see a completion on the Liandry's into a Randuin's. Would be what I want to see.
Yeah, definitely some armor though, because that Jinx is gonna shred him in this upcoming soul fight.
Yeah, and it's kind of crucially important that they at the very least get the bang for the buck out of Christian Bros 2K and Pow's here.
We are going to see yet again a dance around the Drake. We'll have to see if Pow's goes a little bit more aggressive, as we have asked for. It's a modest gold lead here for SSG, and this time it's their soul on the line.
Yeah, parking it, we've seen time and time again hit some really crazy hooks.
Oh, but
I
the
think
Caitlyn
the
traps are going to be
best
so hard.
The angles are going to be so important here. And important to note, Synergenesis, or whatever we're calling him, can get over the wall and bypass the traps.
Symbiotic.
Yeah, that one.
Good hook. Lands on a Syndicall, but the dragon's still going to be burned. Now the ultimate's going to use. Bonk out. Only hits Syndicall, though. Pow's fighting back. Red team takes the soul. Now we're going to see Storm Tech diving in. Support going very low, and Carly Slay Jepsen is just too low to take this fight. Christian Bros 2K flashes forward. They find the triple kill.
The Swain is just Exodia in this game. There's just nothing they can do.
That's how it's done, though. We saw it before. I complained about it. You don't want to see that Swain isolate themselves, play the martyr, and go out like a hero for a Drake. You want to see front-to-back team fighting. You want to see them leveraging their gold advantage and just getting the cleanest execution they can.
Now, Mighty,
I think they did.
Remind me, who did you bet on this game?
I don't want to talk about it at all. You know, I'm not convinced that I bet on this game, to be honest. I might have been the other game.
Hey,
what other game? I don't know.
Actually, another question for you. Do you play Hunt Showdown?
No. I've seen a few videos of it. It looks interesting, but I don't play it.
The menu music for Hunt Showdown is so good. It's so good.
The Swain now has Ocean
I vibe
Soul.
with that.
And now he is building into armor. That looking like Zhonya's components.
No, I think you have to go. If you're going to go this deep into the build, you have to go for full Randuins, I think.
Really? I don't know. I think Zhonya's fine.
I mean, yeah, it is fine. Obviously, at this point, it probably doesn't matter either.
I think you build Serpent's Fang.
Hell no. It would actually not be that bad here.
The shields are also small, though.
Yeah.
On Subhuman.
Nothing too big in terms of shielding here. I just wanted to do the Anivia callback.
No, yeah.
Beefy Bean Burrito's going to look for a bit of a play here. Super Mega Death Rocket's going to go over. Knockup will be found under the back, but a little bit of desperation here coming out perhaps from Subhuman Resources. Lysandra finds her way into the back line, but the Swain ultimate, and there is a death ray coming for the side of Subhuman Resources.
Unfortunate from Subhuman. When these kind of dive comps like that fall that little bit behind,
It's so hard.
or a lot of it behind, it feels so bad.
We saw the first one go down, and yeah, it didn't look great. But when everyone else went in, some of you might say, hey, terrible idea, don't do that. Forget about that, okay? That's team play right there. They all went down together in a blaze of glory.
I appreciate the commitment.
That's how you do
I
it.
appreciate the commitment.
I will never forget Subhuman Resources.
What a series.
Now, my original thought was there's no way the player of the series isn't going to be Synergenesis. However, that being said,
Yeah.
they did not win.
No. I actually feel like Sentient Trash should have their hand in that pot as well.
Okay.
I'm going right to Christian Bros 2K, to be honest with you guys.
I mean from the losing side, but Syndic Hale is my vote because we saw 2 straight games of absolute side lane pressure that was pretty much impossible to answer, right?
That's fair. No, definitely. I mean, the quiet game 3 for sure. I just think, my opinion, Christian Bros was so consistent, even in the loss on the Vayne. I know we were always talking about the Gwen, but that was a 2-pronged fight with the Gwen and the Gwen and the Vayne there. So, and he was also just 12-3 quietly this game. Again, we were all talking about POWs. Christian Bros 2K kind of just under the radar.
Yeah.
Putting in the damage, being 80 carry.
Sentient Trash, Synergensis, Christian Bros 2K, Cindy Kale. If there's one more person who we're saying deserves player of the series,
It's really hard.
I think
It's really
here's my
hard.
pitch. I think
the
it's POWs.
POWs. Yeah, I was gonna say POWs.
I think POWs had a really rough game 1, game 2, but stuck through it and ended up in a pivotal position in game 3.
Definitely, and even the game 1 and 2, maybe there's the struggles in lane and stuff, but I think he played around the team well.
There's one other thing that really influences me saying, like, yeah, POWs. The one thing I said about them in game 2 was, wow, how resilient were they? And that is kind of POWs in the series.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I agree. I think that's cool. Although, we already see a lot of Christian Bros TK fans in the chat.
That's only 3, and remember, we are fans of Schmeckle-based corruption here. So if you
don't know what you mean by that,
Schmeckles, you are more than welcome to utilize them in this most valuable player of the series vote.
You need 17 more channel points to vote.
Oh God, Mighty, really?
I more than doubled my Schmeckles on that game. Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah. Hey, I wonder where those came from. This is a close vote. I think Christian Bros 2K is getting the lead though. Almost 3xing Syndicale. I'm surprised by this because my personal MVP is definitely Syndicale.
Yeah. I think Syndicale played very well.
Yeah, I understand the closeness of this because that game 3 in particular, I really have a hard time saying that Christian Bros 2K didn't deserve this. So
I think it's deserved whoever it goes to be honest. They were 3 really well played games.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, do we get to do an interview? Is anyone we interview on this?
So we interview whoever wins this.
I think they're
okay.
out, so we can ask, but I don't see them in the calls. Oh, Christian Bros 2K.
Christian Bros 2K, if you're interested in interviewing, jump in community. Is Syndicale already in there?
Is he?
Wants to interviewed.
I mean, we could grab Syndicale if Christian Bros doesn't show up.
I mean, personally, I don't want to talk to no 80 carry player. I'll talk to Syndicale though.
Giga Chad top laner.
Yeah. Although Gwen abuser, filthy, dirty Gwen abuser, worth noting.
Well,
not as bad as the karma.
Okay, there he is. Christian Bros 2K, welcome to the broadcast. Congratulations on winning Player of the Series.
Thank you.
How you feeling after that?
I don't know. I think my team just did really bad, but I think we could have done much better.
Sure.
Tell us a little more about that. Where specifically do you think you could have done better?
Let me check actually, because I think first and second game is just clear jungle diff, right?
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
First game also mid diff, I will add. And also support.
Are you sure it's not karma diff? Are you sure it's
wait,
not?
Whoa. Hold on. I just heard something horribly egregious. Can you say that last bit one more time?
Support diff all 3 games.
That's disgusting. Okay, continue.
Yeah, so I think we could have just played much better there. But obviously I played perfectly all 3 games.
weird. Really weird.
I can see why you didn't want to interview the 80 carry player, Mighty.
Well, this
All right, I'm gonna
does
come at you.
move you.
I got a real question.
Okay, go for it.
You guys were adamant about thresh bans a long way through the series. I think the first game we saw like what 4 ADC bans as well between both teams. Into game 3, there had to be some conversation about what was going to change, right? We saw a lot of different draft choices. Can you tell me a little bit more about what the team was saying, how you guys approached the game 3 draft?
Our coach just picked it. That was kind of it.
They didn't mention like the strategy behind it.
Not that I was listening to.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bet. So just to keep this brief, this moves you to 3-1 if the standings are accurate. How are you feeling about the rest of the season? I don't think anyone's locked playoffs yet, but you know, what are you thinking going forward? Are there any teams in other groups that you've seen that you're excited to play against?
Maybe Taco Bell McNugget?
Yep.
Oh, they
Yeah,
look
they
good.
seem interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they just sound good as like a, you know, like a something to eat, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us. Anyone you want to shout out before we kick the stream off here?
Shout out to myself. Tried really hard. Or what was I supposed to do?
No, that's
carries,
good,
man.
yeah.
All right, Mighty. You want to take us
Hey,
out with
congrats.
your classic phrase?
Sure. Yeah, congrats to you. Thanks for everybody that's watching, and later, dudes.